Can you hear me now? 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 Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. I changed my mics today. Oh my God. Yes, I changed my mic. I'm muted. You can't hear me. I was saying welcome to everybody in the chat. And then I said the funniest thing happened. I said, imagine if I actually set the live and I didn't actually wake up for the live. I wonder what would happen. Like, I hope that never happens to me. And while I was saying that, I was muted the whole time. So that's a great start. But yeah, I did have a nice little nap before the live started. And welcome to the show. This is your boy Dion Cruz, and this is GlockTopickz. I am awake now. Thank you to Sabrina, who already jumped off the live with a Cashapp. So she's setting the live off pretty nice. How's everybody doing in the chat? If you didn't hear me because I was muted, I said welcome everybody. I said welcome everybody in the chat. I said thank you for being here, and let's get started. So it has been a very busy week. A lot of shit has been going on. Too much, well, not too much for me to handle, but a lot of stuff that made me realize, like, damn, I see why a lot of people have large teams when they do this shit, because it can get a bit heavy at times when you want to catch everything, and that's kind of how I am. So we're going to briefly talk about the midget real quick. I don't want to talk about him too much, but we're going to briefly talk about Tory Lanez for a second, just because he's making a little bit of noise, and we don't know why. So, and that was the reason that he shot her. And I guess this is coming from TMZ. This is what they're saying. They seen the text that they got the evening of the shooting, roughly 12 hours after she claims Tory shot her in her feet, and that he was begging for forgiveness. He wrote, "I know you probably never going to talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know that I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart." And his only explanation for the violence was, "I was just too drunk." In the text, Tory never references a shooting or a gun, but it is clear that he did something that he regrets. In his words, nonetheless, shit should never have happened, and I can't change what did. I just feel terrible. They're also reporting that she never wrote back to this text. Yes, everybody's saying we didn't see the text. Yes, we know he shot the girl. Yes, we know. Yes. What's going on with the live stream? But yeah, yes, we know. Yes, I know. It's old as hell. Yes, we know. And we didn't see the text. But the blogs ran with this story. I mean, TMZ started with the story, and the blogs ran with the story that, he apologized for the text. I guess it's nothing new, but he did have a photographer come out and start speaking today. And this is one of Tory Lanez photographers speaking. And hold on. And someone tell me if I'm buffering. Someone said I'm buffering. So here's this little guy. So here's the picture or whatever. His photographer posted that today. No, his photographer posted that yesterday, actually. And this is what a fan commented. We don't want to see no pictures of Tory until he speaks up about what he did or didn't do. You were buffering. Okay, good. So, yeah, we don't want to hear shit about Tory until he speaks up for what he did or didn't do. The photographer writes, which I understand, but in this specific situation, I'm going to say it's the best decision to do, which the other side knows. His silence drives them to try and diminish his character. When it's his turn, the world will see why. This vague bullshit they always play. And these are other fans commenting. He said, you'll get it when it's time. Just because she came out and said some bullshit, people are supposed to believe it. A fan replied, I believe half of what I see and none of what I hear. But I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from. Tory has been a super... Oh, God. I know this man did not call him a superhero. Tory has been a superhero to so many of us for the last few years, especially through this quarantine period. His silence is disheartening, to say the least. The photographer replies, which I understand, but in this situation, I'm going to say, okay, whatever. I read that part. Lastly, somebody wrote to the photographer, so then why he got so many domestic violence cases? Yeah, I don't know why this is even coming up, because everybody's like, she already came out and said he shot the man. I mean, he shot her. So, like, there's no more left about the story. But, his team is still talking. So, I mean, they're going to talk. In the meantime, yes, they call him a superhero. You know how the millennials are. In the meantime, hold on, am I a millennial? You know how them Gen Z people are. In the meantime, Megan is on vacation, and you think she would have enough of being around drunk people with guns, but apparently not, since her bodyguard was flashing around a gun. I don't know why. I don't know what he was doing. Just look.
Come here. Come here. Yeah, I'm a great fish. I feel like over 40. I don't know that. You can't hurt my feelings, but I like pain. Just and drunk is times 10 just. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm gone.
So, yeah, there you see the bodyguard. He's flashing around a gun. He's clearly drunk. They're all drunk, which is okay. He later came out and said, I mean, I'm on vacation. I'm chilling. I'm not. I guess it's okay that he's not on duty. He's not protecting her. Hopefully she has another security guard that's actually doing the protecting. But I'm like, don't you get enough of being around drunk people with guns? Like, why is he drunk? Yes, he looks dumb as fuck. Why is he drunk, flashing around a gun, rapping WAP lyrics, just looking dumb as hell? Big as hell and dumb as hell. She looks different. I don't know what's going on with her. I mean, the consensus on Megan has been finalized in people's mind. Whether you believe it or not, everybody has their opinion about the situation already. So I don't think nobody's mind is changing whether he says anything or not about that. So we're going to move on to Tamar. Now, this was crazy as hell because I don't know if you guys were in my last live, but I was talking about Tamar. I was like, I wonder how Tamar is doing. I wonder what's going on with her. And I always hated the fact that we haven't heard anything from Tamar the whole time since she had this suicide attempt that her boyfriend, I don't know if they're together now, came out and made that 911 call that was suspicious as hell, and then put out all those tweets and then those messages from the network and then those emails from the network. He did all that, and then she came home, and then he put out another message, and then he was at the beach with her son. And then during that whole time, I was like, okay, we know how David's doing, but how is Tamar doing? So that whole thing was weird as hell. So when I saw this story, I was shocked as hell, and I just kind of felt bad because I'm like, what the hell is going on with her now? TMZ again. TMZ came out with another story like Tamar's boyfriend is running the court asking for protection against her because he said there's a domestic violence situation. The singer's boyfriend, David Adefeso, filed a restraining order Tuesday in LA seeking to prevent domestic violence, and he's asking a judge to grant him one against Tamar. For now, it's unclear what he's alleging she might have done, but it was just another testament that things were volatile in the situation. Now, did you see his live? I was watching his live, and I was going to touch on that at the very end. I don't know why he went live. I don't know why he went live, but I did see a little bit of it. So yeah, I thought that was like, okay, at first I thought like Tamar abusing him. Do I believe that? I don't really know. And if I believe what they're trying to put out, then she's emotionally fragile. And so I guess it's a possibility. But at the end of the day, I was worried about her well-being because we know she doesn't talk to her family like that. We know she's not okay mentally. So no, I'm not doing dishes. So yeah, I was kind of worried about her. Next thing you know, the blast, and I don't know who's been keeping up with the blast, but somebody in the family been keeping up with the blast, came up with a story that Tamar said that he threatened to kill her in a murder-suicide plot. And they said, like, according to sources closest to Tamar, the ex-couple got into a heated altercation while driving her to a mental health facility. And allegedly on the way, Tamar questioned him about a recent Instagram post that he shared with their 7-year-old, which I'll also show you guys, but you've probably seen. And that was suspicious as well. Well, not suspicious, but like, I was just thinking, like, where's Tamar? At that point, the couple apparently began arguing, and Tamar told David that he was around for the wrong reasons and could not be trusted. Then she claims he became irate, threatening not to only end her life, but his own, and then claims that he said they were going to end up in a murder-suicide. And I mean, this is all according to the blast, but as of now, nobody has denied these claims. And no, that's just my damn ass dog. That is just my damn dog. I was actually gonna walk away and put her up, but I didn't want to walk away from the computer. I didn't want to walk away from the computer on y'all, so I actually stayed. But yes, I might actually do that in a second. So here is the video that she was talking about, and I guess this probably sparked something in Vince. It didn't seem alarming, but I was wondering where Tamar was at. And I know Vince I know he has an issue with Vince coming to the house, and I know Vince has an issue with him. So I'm like, Vince will probably have an issue with him being around his son without Tamar. That's just what I thought. She's over.
Having a good time over here. You know, we're gonna give mom a little break. Oh, we're gonna have the best time in the world. What are we gonna do in there?
We're going to go swimming, as you see, the glasses are brand new and just got them at the mall.
We got mom carrying all the bags. You can't have her now, you know? You gotta carry all the bags. Anyway, we're gonna have a wonderful time over here.
Yes.
We're gonna have the best time. We're gonna play, and I got my got Sonic mom over here who's holding us back a little bit. Well, she's 81 years old, so we'll let it pass, you know.
Is she actually 81 years old?
Yes, she is. She's like almost as old as her now, aren't you?
No. You know who's almost as old as her? Papa.
Papa? Oh.
He's 70.
He's no, Papa is 72, right?
75.
75? Oh, he's gonna be mad if you think he's that old. Anyway, we're gonna have the best time in the world, guys. We'll see you later.
So anyway, yes, the child is gone. The child is gone. But yeah, anyway, and for some reason that just made me hype as hell. But yes, the child is gone. I didn't see anything wrong with that video, but I just wondered where was Tamar. That's the only thing I was wondering, and that's about that. And I guess that's the video that caused this alleged altercation that I guess he was going to hurt her and hurt himself. I think the whole situation is crazy. I've always had like weird suspicions about his intentions because from the 911 call, I don't know if you guys want to hear the 911 call again, but from the 911 call, he's always been a little off to me. And so that's that. She also has that reality show. So that was supposed to come out months ago. So when the whole situation happened with the alleged suicide, they pushed that back. WeTV pushed that back. They were like, okay, we're gonna put a pause on that. That's not a good look right now. But okay, so they have a sneak peek of the reality show. I didn't freeze. I actually turned it off. The show airs tomorrow. It does. The show airs tomorrow, and I do have a sneak peek of the reality show. WeTV put out like a 15-minute sneak peek of the reality show. I guess to get like a test to see like the feedback from it. It's a little messy. I do have a little bit of it. I didn't freeze. I left. I changed my connection. But yeah.
About this. What do you want? What makes this like? What makes this?
Yeah, I lost everything. I lost my identity. I lost my home, my career. You know, I lost everything that was positive in my life. Everybody knows me as this reality star. And as this, you know, R&B sensational superstar, whatever. And everybody knows me as Vincent Herbert's wife. It's time to have a conversation. You are turning into somebody that you are not.
You know what? As a relationship evolves, you get to see what their true colors were.
But a lot of people don't understand losing everything means you lose everything, including yourself. So what the do you want me to do, Mr. Manager? Doors are opening in 30 minutes. What do you want me to do? You getting a divorce? Yeah. This is just about Tamar solely. Without an agent, without a manager, I don't have a record label. I don't have a husband. I can't believe this is where Vince and I are. But like everyone was against me.
I think Tamar's going through a midlife crisis.
And my family speaking out about things that wasn't necessarily the whole truth. Reality just hits you in your face, didn't it? I lost my mind. I didn't want to leave my house. I was paranoid. I didn't know who to trust. I feel like I'm left with no choice. I don't know how we're going to get past this. One thing I had was my health and my strength and my kid. What you want to do? You want to do the volcano?
Mom, but don't forget, safety first.
Safety first. It's very hard to juggle being a mom, being a businesswoman, and dating when you're fighting your way back from a disastrous moment that you had in your life. Uh-oh, I broke the whole thing.
Mommy.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better, son. Be patient with me. But you know what? Let me tell you something. Having an amazing day is a choice. That's what I choose. It is very important to keep your own identity. So you can either give up and wallow in it, or you can get up and dust yourself off and understand that there are going to be days where you feel like you can't make it. Some days you shouldn't have made it, and you don't know how. Every day of my life.
Whew. So that was that. So in the show, she glosses over David. She glosses over what she's been going through, saying that she lost everything when she went through that whole situation with Vince. Vince was her manager. He controlled almost everything. He also, no, you know what? Let me talk about that really quick. YouTube also did the same thing, because I have like my devices on myself. I have like 3 iPhones. I don't even need to get into that, but I used to get all my notifications when I would like schedule the live for you guys. And lately, when I was scheduled to live, I'll be like waiting for the notification to hit my phone, and it just don't be going off no more. I don't know if you guys get the notification, but let me know if you got the notification, or if you just saw that I was randomly on live. What's up to everybody that just said hey? YouTube is foul. YouTube is like not showing my. Let me not cuss. And YouTube has me buffering tonight. Like, I have never been buffering on live. Okay, but Tamar is also mixed in with Messy Mona Scott Young in the show. So, okay, so somebody did receive the notification. Tamar is also messing with Messy Mona Scott Young in the show. And Mona Scott has a moment when Tamar and her are actually talking. And here is that moment.
I can't wait to sit and talk to her.
Yeah. 6 weeks.
Got it? Yeah. Test. Did you want to get in front of me? Mona and I met through an old agent. I just decided if I'm going to do this, I need to take matters into my own hands. Would you get in here already?
Hi. Oh, look at you.
Because I wanted a fair chance to tell my real story. So, talk to me. So let me tell you what's been going on with you. I haven't talked to you in a minute. I know, Mona, I've been out of the music industry for 3 years. Right. You know, and I feel just like I felt on my first record. How many years ago? This was I was maybe 21, so maybe 20 years ago. Oh my God, that's when I first started managing. Are you serious? Who can say they've managed for 22 years? Nobody. There's no manager for 22 years. There's no manager for me for 1 year. No, you're lying. Vince. Well, that's husbander. A husbander is someone you go home with and your job. It's like picking up your whole cubicle and putting it in your car and opening up your door and placing it in the living room of your house. That's a husbander. There was no break. I go to bed with my work issues. I wake up with my work issues. And you all lost the magic. The magic was lost completely. Is he jealous? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You know, when he would bring somebody in, it was don't talk to her. So you didn't work with male producers, that kind of stuff? I don't work with any producers.
Okay, hold on real quick. I wanted to stop that real quick because I thought that was the weirdest thing ever. You are an artist and you never work with any other producers besides your husband slash manager slash producer, executive producer. I thought that was wild. So, are you saying you never made any of those connections? Did he stifle you in that situation?
Every single song on your album. Oh wait, so is this gonna be the first time that you try to make music on your own? This is the first time I'm making music on my own and making music in front of people. But I'm not mad at him for that because I'm super shy. I wasn't really trying to sing in front of nobody, no way. But I think it kind of stifled me a little bit because now I don't want to go to no studio. Okay, so let me ask you something in all seriousness, because like the whole journey that we're about to embark in, that in itself is going to be a job, right? And we all know that making music is a job. And then on top of that, all these people, there's cameras, there's a show being shot. Is there a world where you might be taking on too much, or do we say, I have no other choice? This is Mona, the manager, speaking. Give me your hand. It were the naysayers who felt like, are you sure Tamar is going to stick with this? Because when Tamar decides that she's done with something, Tamar's out. What the naysayers don't know is that I'm 42 years old. I've had everything, and I've lost it. Myself included. I lost my kids. I lost my sense of reality. I lost my family. I lost every girlfriend that I've had for 20 years. This process that I'm working with is not this TV show's not about. No, I know. It's about that. It's about it. I lose my son loses. All this shit that doesn't believe me. I can't. I know everybody for years. I'm talking about my family, everybody but my sister. And you know, my ex-husband. It's time to give myself a shot. Do you know what I'm saying? I have to bet on myself. Or I'm going to lose, and that's not an option. Losing for me is not an option. Period. And that's where I am. And I'm not ashamed. I was up. Period. When you hit rock bottom.
I'm glad it ended on that note, because I feel like they went back and edited a lot of things to change the way she looked in some of the scenes, because I don't know. I just think that she wasn't in the state to do that show and then trying to work on the album. I don't even know how that album situation worked. I don't know how Mona got with WeTV and got her in with WeTV, and somehow was, because Mona has a piece in this show that's being produced. So I don't know how that got intertwined, and I'm just not liking it. But I mean, they got what they wanted, their show. So now, like I said, all that news has came out the last day, yesterday. All that news came out yesterday. And David went live on his YouTube channel today to talk about, well, in his caption, he said he was going to talk about divorce and separation finances and the way people lose out on money when they separate. And while separation from a loved one may be inevitable, there are ways to protect yourself from having to start over financially. Now, I thought that was the weirdest thing in the world, because you have just been accused of almost killing someone, well, allegedly wanting to kill somebody and yourself, and your only post, yes, he has a YouTube channel. I thought he didn't like stuff like that. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel. And your only post is about finances after divorce? Now, I did watch his live. I didn't watch a lot of his live because he talks in circles, but I did watch a little bit of it, and yes, he's in finance, and I didn't get the point. I didn't get the point of him doing it. I didn't get the point of him doing it at all. And it just furthered my point that, like, he says he doesn't want fame, but he's constantly doing things that show that he wants something like fame. But anyway, we're going to move on to something light because Tamar was a little heavy. We're going to move on to something light, and I'm going to show you a viral video that's been going around. I thought it was pretty hilarious. You guys might get grossed out. If you do, that works better for me. Just give it a check real quick. This is the City Girls. They have went live with a singer named Queen Naija. I don't know if you guys know Queen Naija. She's popular in a certain age group. They did a game of Never Have I Ever, you know, the drinking game where you say something. If you did it, you take the drink. If you didn't, whatever. So they did this on live because, you know, everybody does things for the public, and it was absolutely hilarious. Just check it out.
Why?
So, never have you ever.
Oh, that's not even showing. Why is it not showing? What am I doing?
Oh God. Why?
Why am I looking at myself?
So, never have you ever.
Oh God.
Got what it is. Okay, you need to take the whole bottle.
You haven't?
I haven't.
It feels kind of good.
If you try it, I never tell you that's not this. Let me tell you. I feel like when you fucking ass shit comes out there. Carisha said that it's the same thing. It's he don't come out your pussy. He come out in the road. Shit come out your ass like I ain't never did that. But I ain't gonna lie. I feel like sometimes I don't remember.
So you have to like, it's some things you gotta do before you do it.
You gotta take a bath, a good shower.
No, you gotta do more than that.
What you gotta do? I be feeling like I wanna do it just because I be feeling like, you know, I wanna take this shit to another level.
You gotta like, okay, so like you don't gotta do it all the time. So if you already use the bathroom stuff, you should be good. But if you feel like you still got something there, you gotta kind of like, damn, I forgot what it's called. It's kind of like the dish for your booty hole.
So you don't just go straight in there. I thought that like if you
It's like
no, I'm not saying the nigga. I'm just saying you gotta prepare for. I'm thinking that a nigga.
Yeah, no, you have to prepare for
Yeah, like I
so if you go wrong.
If they want to go on my ass, that means they want to get a shit anyways. I'm not doing out nothing. So if you trying to fuck me in my ass, that means you want to smell like you want your dick to my shit. That's not true.
No, that's not what happens. You know, you can like, yo, I'm really on here. You can like really, I don't know how to say it, but you can like out of there.
You can come
Yes.
out of your ass.
Yo, oh my God, why am I talking about this? You can.
How?
It just happens. I mean, well, like it can happen. You ain't never seen on like.
You know what? It's real important. I'm gonna go tonight. I'm gonna pour up. I got enough to say, but I'm gonna go in there and that's what's called coming out the ass.
Oh my God.
Okay, now listen. My turn. Y'all got listen.
Why are people in the chat so lost? Why are people in the chat so lost? I thought I gave you a good synopsis before I introduced the video. Yes, they are rappers. They are the City Girls. They're from Miami. They're, like I said, they're for a particular group of age people. I like to think I'm in that age group. People do know these people. What are you talking about? They're on the radio. She sounds stupid. No, you can't. No, she just definitely sounds stupid as hell. No, you can't at all. But I just thought it was funny that she said it. We're just gonna move on because speaking of shit, we're gonna play some more people that you don't know. We're gonna start with Odell Beckham. You know him. You guys know him. Somebody said yes if you know him, and you don't know the women that are going to be talking about him, but I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out with my best. So the woman to the right is a rapper named Chief Keef's baby mom, whatever. And the ones on the left are just hip hop jump offs. And they are talking about Odell Beckham and shit.
Yeah, go, baby. You can't. You got. You
Odell
can keep
Beckham.
it. Bomb.
Okay, I will tell y'all the story.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
We're avoiding lawsuits here.
Yeah, allegedly.
We're dodging.
Okay. Yes, he loves to be shitted on.
Woo.
Okay, that was my first time ever. I never
You
thought.
did it? You actually
No,
did it?
I actually couldn't shit. Okay, I couldn't shit.
I don't think I could shit on the way
I
here.
couldn't
What
shit.
the
I
fuck?
could not do it. That was something like I'm a wild
That's
ass.
weird.
I could do some freak asshole shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But the shit part, you can't just do that to me like on the spot. What?
Like shit on right now.
Okay, he wanted me to come on the plane. He was like, make sure you don't have any underwear. Don't take a shower for 24 hours. I'm like, damn, what the fuck you on? But he was like, take a picture. This is how I got thrown out. He was like, take a picture of you shitting. So I was like, all right, fuck, I can do that. So I took a whole video, bitch. What you want? I was like,
I love
you
you.
took a video? I'll be shitting. So I sent it to him. I got like the next maybe 2 hours. I was in.
Was it like a selfie video? How did you do this?
I was just
I
like,
need that. I need less than.
shitting, just like I made it sexy as possible.
Of course. I'm gonna do that. I feel like anything you're doing sexier, just
We got the blueprint here.
Fuck it. The exclusive on No Jumper, babe.
The last two videos, I just feel like we just walked into somebody's living room conversation. Well, not even a living room conversation, because who talk? I just feel like we walked in on too many people's conversation. Yes, this is. I don't know how we jumped in. I don't know how I jumped into like these shitty moments for the live, but do you guys think Odell was into that? He didn't really say anything about it, but right after, because it was a viral moment. Anything people say, people talk about. But right after, he posted this picture and said, "You can't knock me off my pivot. No matter what shit's thrown at no matter what shit's thrown my way." And there was a bunch of shit jokes in the comments. Get that shit off your chest, brother. Let them know. So I just thought he was good with that, because everybody they talk about, they respond with like some type of anger, like Trey Songz with and trying to deny the whole thing, which made it a bigger story than it actually was. They not doing it for no tell-all. They're doing it for a podcast and doing it for free. Well, I mean, they get paid for the podcast, but I guess that's it. And people are still messing with them to this day. I don't know about that. But he played along with it pretty well, and I appreciate that, because everybody else made a big deal out of everything they said, which made it a bigger story. But he kind of just moved on, played it off, and that worked out the best for him. So back to why I don't know. I guess that's a kink. I guess that's a kink people like. I mean, we're gonna get into some other kinks right now, talking about Joe Budden and talking about his whole situation that he has going on. I know you guys seen it. I know a lot of things has been surfacing. I know we talked about it last week a little bit, because Tahiri was accusing him of abuse and situations like that. He came out, he denied. She came out and said what she had to say. So they both went back and forth, and after he said what he said, it kind of was deaded. I kind of was side-eyeing her after that, but a couple days later, this comes out. So, okay, I don't know if you know Cyn Santana. If you don't know the City Girls, you probably don't know Cyn Santana, but she's on Love and Hip Hop. Joe was on Love and Hip Hop. They were together, and a random video with a phone conversation between the two surfaced on YouTube. The YouTube page was named Joe and Cyn. So directly about them. It wasn't like a suspicious thing. And it was weird because it was like a 20-minute conversation just between the two of them. So it was only obvious that it was her that put it out. So I'm just gonna play. I'll be chopping up these conversations, but I'm gonna break it down for you a little bit. It was a 20-minute conversation, and they basically went on and on about custody, child support, and their relationship. She wants to talk about custody, an apartment, how they're gonna get paid, and where their son is gonna live. He wanted to talk about reconciling and being together. So that was that whole thing. But during that situation, she mentioned that he may have chased after her and drug her on the ground. He denied. Just listen to a few of it. Just listen to a few minutes of it.
I'm trying to avoid the courts. I don't want to go to the courts. I don't think you do either. I don't think anybody wants to go through that.
Shit, I love you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We handle each other things what I see. What do you mean you're trying to avoid the court? That's where I get confused.
Okay, this conversation is like in and out because we're talking about the baby and then we're talking about you love me and
I'm talking about my family.
I don't know what you want me to
I'm
do.
just talking about my family. I have one. I have a family.
You do have a family, and eventually things will get sorted out, and everything will be fine. But me and you have nothing here anymore. Yeah.
Okay. You have to take the times. Everything that we discussed last week, which is going so much different. So,
But we're talking.
so you know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on, cut this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop.
Oh, you want me to do me in person so you can chase me again and drag me? I'm good.
Oh, shit, all right. I didn't know it was there. I didn't know it was there.
Oh, yeah, you're there.
I dragged you. I laid a pan on you and dragged you where? Where did I drag you, Sam?
You must have been drunk still, right?
No, I was not drunk. I'm very aware of what was happening.
Joseph Anthony Budden Jr. Joseph Anthony Budden Jr. Let's not play these games, please. Let's go back to the baby.
Oh, yeah, I see what's going on. All right, check this out. I'm just trying to do a big vulnerable with you, and you won't allow me to. The lawyers are going to drag. Listen to me. The lawyers are going to drag this, and I am in support of the lawyers dragging it. So, what would you like me to do?
So that was just I'm not gonna do too much of that. That was just a snippet of it. It was basically like I said before, a conversation that the public should not have known. It's been a lot of that all week, like just stuff we shouldn't know, but it's been coming out, and that's what a lot of that was. Yeah, that's what a lot of that was, and why now? That's been everybody's question about all of these allegations that have been against Joe Budden. So, I mean, that happened, and immediately after, he is a very arrogant person. We can't take that away from him. Immediately after, a bunch of documents came out. Now, they look like court documents. They have their names on there. They popped up on a random Instagram page. Now, this is the second random page that happened. Like I said before, that video popped up on a random YouTube page. Nobody's name attached to it. Nobody knows who the uploader is. It obviously seems like Cyn, but we don't know. And that randomly popped up. And then this Instagram page with all these court documents popped up. So now it seemed like, who was doing all this to Joe? And yeah, I seen that. Who was doing all this to Joe and why? And why is it coming out now? So I have a few of the court documents. I mean, it's a lot, but he addressed them too. It says a lot like they met originally when she was 17 and he was 29. They didn't get together till she was 23 and he was 35. She talks about his substance abuse issues. They say addiction to alcohol, Percocet, oxycodone, Adderall, Xanax. I mean, he's even admitted to that, so that's nothing new. She describes a situation where she tried to trust him long enough with their 10-month-old child to leave him and go somewhere quickly where he was sober when she left and passed out. Well, it doesn't say drunk, just passed out when he came back, and the baby screaming and crying. So there's a lot of allegations in there. And that is when the nasty shit comes in, and she starts talking about his dog and talking about what he does for the dog. So she starts off saying the defendant has a male dog whom he loves and showers with attention. While most of the defendant's interactions with the dog are appropriate, I have observed several occasions, one bizarre behavior by him. Without putting too fine a point on it, he discussed the only... Hold on, what? He discussed the dog's lack of sexual partners, but has personally assumed responsibility for relieving any pent-up canine sexual tension. Joe, for reasons I cannot fathom, has personally masturbated the dog. Joe repeatedly states that he sees this function as his responsibility since there are no bitches around to provide a sexual outlet for the dog. So that is disgusting as fuck. She goes on to talk about abuse, situation where he grabs her down, and other allegations that sound sick as hell, but he has denied since. Now, before I show you him denying it, I do want to play a video from the Joe Budden podcast where he does allude to something like that with his dog, but this wasn't a male dog. This was a female dog here. I don't really know why. Maybe it was a shock jock thing.
Basie, it's okay. Oh my God, it's a girl. We're just using slurs. Don't worry about it.
Why do I always want to make the dog feel good by playing with their fucking privates?
Yeah. Stop raping my dog.
I know that he's not a real animal lover.
Because I don't play with my pets.
Anybody with a pet, come on, you did a little something down there, man, makes the dog feel good.
I would never do that.
Well, you never.
See, anybody with a pet has done something to make their dog feel good. I mean, that's just what he says. I don't know how I got all... Like, when I planned these topics out, it didn't seem like shit and bestiality and drug and abuse. But now that I'm talking it out, that's kind of what it seems like. I don't know how that happened, but I mean, that happened. So right after that, Cyn came out and she did a long 9-minute live where she basically said that all of that came out from a friend, and you probably know the friend, you probably don't know the friend. She's a love and hip hop person too. We don't care. But she said all that. She basically wasted 9 minutes of my life that I can't get back, saying that she loves her child and she wishes people will not say things about her child referencing Joe. And she said there was a friend that she really trusted that leaked this information. She did not leak this information. I do not believe her. But but that is what she says. So I don't believe her ass. I believe she put that out. But this is the friend she's talking about. And the friend was on Love and Hip Hop. Her name is Rocky. And she's just trying to clear her name. I'm about to stop with the subject, but yeah, she alluded to Rocky releasing it, and then Joe alluded. Well, Joe didn't allude to it. He said Rocky released it, but she's saying like she doesn't even know where she would get this information from. She's saying she hasn't been in the industry for years. She has secrets about people like this around, and that she's seen for years, and she's never turned her back on them. She's never said anything. So she's like denying all of these allegations. Joe came on and he denied the allegations. He kind of laughed about the dog thing, and then he basically said Rocky is the one that's putting it out. And he said that these aren't like official court papers. These are just like attorney's papers. So I mean that's that.
Love dogs. Hopefully you guys do too. I love animals. I love my dogs who died. Rest in peace to Brooklyn and Harlem. They're turning in their grave right now, reading all this bullshit, right? This friend, we'll call it for now, this friend chose that opportunity to be opportunistic and to leverage my breakup in an attempt to manage Cynthia's music career. So Rocky, with her slimy, nasty fucking ass, slithered her way into a very vulnerable, impressionable, hurt, and emotional Cynthia. There were threats to take me to court for child support. Rocky calling me to tell me how my son's mom fits. And the entire time, I'm just saying, oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I can see this play coming from a mile away. Hey, do me a favor. You don't call my phone no more. August 28th, we were supposed to go to court. Cynthia and I came to a mutual understanding that we did not want to go through courts about things. All the horrible things that were written in that paper were supposed to be torn up, never to see the light of day, because these are not court papers. These are not court papers. These are not court papers. These are lawyer papers. These papers never made it to court. There was no docket number on these papers.
So yeah, he's denying the papers. He's denying that even happened. He also denied that he ever put his hands on Cyn.
I'm not here to talk to the people that believe I have used the very women that I have taken care of. This is not who I am. It's not who I've been. And this comes off 2 weeks of me exposing some truths about different corporations, Spotify, iHeart. I won't say that this is a calculated smear campaign, because I don't think it's that calculated. I just think people are stupid. And if I got to come on here and tell you all that I don't hit women and I don't fuck dogs every day, then I will. If I have to come on here and address my past, or my assumed past, I will. The people that know, and you don't get where I'm trying to go without some turbulence.
So that was that. He denied that situation. He denied that he actually waxed off his dog. He said he doesn't do that, even though he previously kind of joked about him doing that. So I don't know what's going on with that. All of Joe's exes are jumping him. They are fucking him up, and he is coming out. The thing he said about in that interview that I thought was a little weird. Well, not interview, but that little clip. He said, "I don't touch women," and I'm not saying he's a woman beater by no means, but by his own admission that he has touched women. He said he has hit women, but he said he's always hit women back. He's never hit them. He's never been an aggressor. He says he has hit women. So I'm like, you kind of contradicted yourself there, but that was that. What is the final analysis on Joe Budden? Do you guys think this is all just a smear campaign? Do you think none of these allegations against him are true? With Terry and Cyn and the dogs, and we know he was on drugs, but all that extra shit. Do you guys think that is Joe, or do you think people are just out to get him and make sure he never gets another Spotify job or another job ever again in his life? Do you think they're trying to sabotage him, or do you think there is some some truth behind that. I do want to share one video with you guys real quick before I drop the link. I am gonna drop the link real quick so you can have it for whoever wants to call in. I also want, because here I am like assuming that everybody knows how to call in. So the way you call in is you see that link that I just put up right there. When you are trying to like, they think it's a sabotage in the chat. They think it's a little bit of both. I'm not surprised that he's beaten women in the past and he's admitted to it, like you said. I don't know. These celebrities are weirdos and they are desperate for any attention they can get. I agree with that. There's some truth to it. I like your flow. He's sabotaging himself. Let's take a call in the back. Trina, I'm picking you up. Trina, you on the line.
Hey, Glock.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Okay, here are my thoughts. Where there is smoke, there is fire. I do believe that Joe may be guilty of some of these things. What I question is the timing of it coming out, since the situation with him and Tahiri is 5 or 6 years old, and him and Cyn been broke up for a couple of years, so their information is old too. What I believe also is that Hollywood, or not even just Hollywood, the industry keeps a little foul, a little dirty foul, just like J. Edgar Hoover did with the FBI, on anyone that's in the industry to use for against the person whenever something like this goes down, such as Joe blasting Spotify and iHeartRadio. They use these little things just to they hold these files of deep dark secrets, or a little bit of the truth to something with their own spin on it, so they can use it against these people to get them either back in line, or to blackball them from the industry. And that's where I'm coming from when I say that the timing of it all, that this is coming out after he blasted Spotify, iHeart, and told them they can shove their contract or whatever. That's my thoughts on the situation as far as him and Joe Budden goes. And I also believe with Tory Lanez also. I believe by him going independent and owning all of his masters, and then having a huge popularity, becoming real popular during the pandemic with his quarantine radio, and being able to sign off on a deal to turn quarantine radio into a show with YouTube, that they were coming after him also. And I believe that they made these celebrities, when this happens to them, they make their enemy's job easy, because they have portrayed negativity in their life. Even with the Tamar situation, she's portrayed, or the TV or whatever, their character that they show their fans is have some negativity in it. So when things like this happen, you have the people that say, well, Joe is arrogant, Joe is male chauvinist, which is true. He possibly could have done these things. People would rather hear something bad than hear something good, so they can run with it. The same with Tamar. You're on the fence about whether she hit David or David hit her, or she hit him back with self-defense, because Tamar has been known to have a bad attitude. And Vince have accused her of being abusive, the same way he was accused of being abusive, just like with Megan, because she portrays herself as a girl in the hood, a hardcore. She'll beat this person, whoop that person. that people automatically believe that, well, she is 6 feet tall, and Tory's 5'3". She probably was whooping on him, and the only way he could get off was to, shoot her in her ankle or whatever. So that's my thoughts on that. And even I had to log off for a few minutes. I don't know if you mentioned the whole Bow Wow situation. He's been trying to come back in the industry and make some deals, and now a tape has been leaked on him.
I
Supposedly,
saw that too,
his
but
ex-friend.
I actually didn't want. I didn't want to do too much with that because she has been known to swing so quickly.
Exactly.
She's one that is known to swing on him quickly. I've seen it with my own eyes. So that one I didn't want to touch too much because I'm like, the timing of this seems like you just want to jump on what everybody else is doing.
Bandwagon.
And I'm just like, I'm not giving you the time of day. Like I'm just not like I didn't. I didn't give her no time.
So, and that's what makes it hard to believe these type of people. Excuse me, when something, when negativity come out because you've seen toxic behavior in them. It's almost like the boy who cried wolf. Did he really see a wolf, or was he just trying to get attention? And with Megan's case, it really doesn't help that she's went right back to partying and being drunk, and with her drunk bodyguard in the pool waving a gun and talking crap to people on her live. All of that makes you even side eye her more. And I don't know if you know the date that happened with Megan and Tory, because Cardi B dropped a behind the scenes video behind the scenes of the making of the WAP video today, and they filmed the WAP video the week of
July 12th.
Okay, so she filmed that video a week before the incident happened with Tory. But yeah, with Joe, I think Joe has some toxic behavior. He's not innocent, but has he done all the things that they say he has? I don't think so. And even if he was joking on his podcast about, pleasuring his dog, if these people, if he said it as a joke, no big deal. If these people wanted to build a case about him and spin that, they could have very well taken that information from that when he said it on that podcast and put a twist on it to make it seem like that's really, what he does. Like, oh, here's the receipt. He's not just joking. He really does that. That's like having a friend that you share your deepest, darkest, most intimate secrets with, and then y'all become enemies. They're gonna, some people will blaspheme your name and speak all types of dirt on it, and take the little bit of truth that they have and add to it to make it, to make it seem worse. And I think that's going on a lot with in 2020 with these celebrities, that
2020 is the year.
When they come against these corporations, they better be able to stand strong, because I honestly believe it's a smear campaign, and I believe Charlemagne is involved with it, because I find it so interesting that he announced this big deal that he got today, and to hear him mentioned him several times when on her interview or whatever, when she was speaking about Joe, and we know that Joe and Charlemagne have been beefing for years. So I think it all is run by the Illuminati, and it's a humiliation, what they call it, humiliation ritual, that you want to go against us and do your thing and own that. Well, we're going to make it very hard for you to do it. Who are you going to get to be an investor or to do advertising, sponsorships, or whatever, when they think you have all this negativity on your name?
I absolutely agree. I do think the industry does have something where they put a pause on all the stuff they know about you and put that play on it when they need to. And I mean, I absolutely agree with that point. And thank you for your
same
opinion.
thing happened with Nick Cannon too. You know, he got to speaking too much truth and exposing too many secrets, and they had to humble him and
It
snatch
worked though.
everything away from him.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my thoughts on those subjects.
Well, thank you for calling, Trina. You know I love hearing your input.
Okay, I'm go back to the chat.
All right, I'll talk to you.
All right, bye-bye.
T Brown, you are next. T Brown.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up? How you doing?
Look here. I done had
What you gotta say?
I done had to go take some Tums because you done had me gagged and I done threw it in the back of my throat. It was burning.
You wasn't filling them stories?
You need to hashtag gag fest up under your title, okay?
I should have.
Yeah. Cause all this talk rust water showers, I can't do.
So what are you thinking tonight?
So listen, you can't show up to the game late, bruh.
What you talking about, Willis?
So in David Live, this is what he said.
Let me know.
He said they was riding down the road and he was speeding and they were arguing. And she hit him in the jugular. And when she hit him in the jugular, he noticed that she was recording everything that was happening.
Good.
So if you know, she snatched out, so they wrecked the car. She snatched out his camera and his car. And she sent the footage to his family. Ever heard of the police?
Yes, I know those people.
Right. So why would you send it to his family and not send it to the police?
To let his family know what kind of man he is. So, nah, I'm joking. I don't know. That's what he said. All this?
Yes. And then
so he didn't talk about finances?
He did, but he said, listen here. He said all that in the beginning.
And that came on at 9, right?
Look, now I wasn't looking at no clock. All my clock. I wasn't looking at no clock what time it was.
Okay, so you believe him. Because that's what it said in the interview with the Blast. Well, the little story with the Blast. That's what Tamar said. They were driving and that he did something first and that would cause her to grab his arm and whatever. But what is he saying?
He said he was like, I would never hit no woman. He said, my mom has always taught us you ain't never seen your daddy hit me and you don't hit no woman. He was like, I never would have. And did you see this so-called bruise that, I mean, James Wright Chanel probably was over there pushing her in the, I mean, for real, come on. She had a little print in her arm. You gonna send that over social media, but you ain't gonna send the footage to the police. You gonna send it to Africa.
So she's hitting him? She's hitting him?
I definitely believe so. I believe so. And then she texting Jason Lee, of all people, explaining to him what happened.
Where? Oh, I don't keep up with Jason Lee. He has me blocked.
Yes, he asked her what's going on, and so that story that you reading in other blogs was actually the story he put out there that he put out where she said, what did she say in the message that they're saying sources close to Tamar.
You know what?
It was Jason Lee the whole time.
I figured that because that's the same website that came out with the whole a source of the family leaked this message from Tamar writing the email to the WeTV people. I'm like, who got that message? Like where they get that from?
Now tell me if this don't sound like clout though. But not only did he leak the text message between him and her, he also got an exclusive clip of what's on the show. And what the clip showed was that Tamar and David was having a disagreement. David was mad at Tamar because every time he said he in the show it says he spends 4 days at her house and she spends 4 days at his house and he spends 3 days at her house. And so every time he goes to her house, Vince is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, Vince don't need to be coming up in this house. When
I actually seen that too, but that's her son's father.
Right. But if you think about it.
It looks weird.
David got money because he do finances. His money is basically in the field of finance. What can finance do for her besides teach her how to save some money? She looking for somebody that can get her back into the singing game. Her first husband.
What is he looking for?
Her second husband was in the singing game. So therefore, why not try to keep a close relationship? Why would you have Vince over here when he's not there? Why not try to, say, well, I'm with somebody, and if you're gonna come pick up Logan, come when he's here, or to keep, the animosity down. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this thing when can't nobody say that we sleeping around or da da da.
I hear you on that point. Because I mean, men are like that. I know what you mean. Like, I don't need to see another nigga coming out of your house when I'm coming into your house, especially your ex. So I feel you on that point, but
especially one that you ain't had time to heal from.
Yeah, I hear you on that one.
So yeah, so he explained what had happened. And again, Tamar, in every last situation, she never comes out and speaks on it herself. She always try to get somebody else to come out. TD Jake's daughter, she done had something to say. Everybody got something to say about what the situation is. Like, let Tamar speak for herself. Her first marriage.
That's always been my thing. Like, I haven't heard from Tamar at all.
She didn't say nothing in her first marriage because God saved me from that marriage, and I didn't call the police because I didn't know who I was. You somebody abuse, call the police. You ain't got to tell them your name you don't remember.
Okay. You fill me in. That was a lot.
Exactly.
I was getting ready for the live. I popped in real quick, but I didn't hear none of that. I didn't hear none of that.
And then he went into the finances, and everybody in the comment section would get mad because they were like, "What is this?"
I would have been lost as hell if I really went to that page for some financial advice and he started talking about that situation.
But see, he was like, people kept telling him, look, you've been doing this financial teacher all this time. Don't stop. Keep going. Go live. You know how people do. They be like, when you going live? You know what I'm saying? We do it. So he went live to talk about that, but he wanted to let y'all know, I'm not really prepared to talk about this because I've been dealing with a lot. And I'm just going to say this. I'm not going to talk bad about Tamar. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. This is what happened. And he said what happened, and he went on about his financial stuff.
So last question. So they're done.
He said that they are done, but if she was to ever ask him for anything, he wouldn't hesitate to help her.
So he looks fantastic in that situation. Okay, so Kai is. Oh, did you have any other comments about the other topics, or you want to leave the shitty mess alone?
I'm not talking about the rest of water showers. I'm not.
Well, thank you. So thank you for that. I will have to watch that right after this.
All right.
Thank you. I'll see you in the chat.
All right.
Oh my God. Kai, you are next.
Wow. Hi, everybody. I think I'm the only one who went on camera, and I suggest everybody else go on the camera today.
Yes.
I did. I was like, everybody come on live on the camera today, and I feel like I followed my own rules. But what's up, everybody? I'm a little tipsy tonight. What up, Glock? What up, Glock?
You can lead the pack.
I gotta, what's my favorite line, Glock?
I got a question.
I got a question. I have several questions. I'm very inquisitive. So,
the top.
Who do I want to start with? I'm sorry?
My first topic was Tory.
Let's do Tory. You know how I feel about that. I agree with Trina. I feel as though that, you know me, I feel like Megan's a liar. Pig leg Meg is a liar. I told you that plenty of times. Y'all can get mad at me in the chat. But guess what? I go to school. I'm in school to be a doctor. So I know bones. I know the anatomy of a body. She's lying. I wish he wouldn't be so silent, but at the end of the day, she kind of gotta like feel like a fool because you literally went on live. First, you said she said so many lies I can't keep up no more. So now you're saying he shot you, but don't you think? Oh, thank you. Don't you think they would have took you serious? That right now charges will be pressed against Tory. Tory is living his best life. I bet you he's still here in Florida with me. I'm just saying, writing music. I'm just saying.
Skin popping.
Yes. So I don't believe that. I can't wait till the truth come out because I wonder how.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Do you believe that text message that he texted?
No, where did you see the text message now? I ain't see nothing. How can I believe something I never saw?
But she denies everything else. If it was,
bro, that's like a ghost, bro. How you believe something you never saw?
True.
That's like fake. I can't believe something I never physically seen. That doesn't make any sense. That's just like telling. That's just like my dad says. People say stuff like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that" with money you ain't got. That's called monopoly money. It ain't real. That's crazy. Nah, no. How do we? And then nobody even showed. At least they could have came with a fake ass text or something. They didn't even do that. They just said it's hearsay. It's hearsay. So, in my opinion, and y'all can get mad at me, I don't believe Tory shot her. I believe she getting mad and she want to put it on him. I do believe that, and I don't know if how y'all feel about Kanye, but I said this to you earlier. I'm a big Kanye fan, and people think, oh my God, Kanye's so crazy. But at the end of the day, Kanye is a very smart man, regardless of how people look at him. He said this a long time ago. He said, when you come to LA, even other artists have sang about this, that when you first get there, you lose your sense of humility unless you have a good foundation, because you get there and it will suck the soul out of you. And I think that's what we're seeing right now in 2020 is that we're seeing these real A through Z celebrities and what they're really going through and how they really don't have money and all that other nonsense. Because look how, to me, I feel like they mad desperate. Come on now. Seriously, like I see everybody in the woodworks doing something. Everybody and their mama got a fans only account. Everybody. Like, what happened to working a regular 9 to 5? I'm just confused. I'm lost. Everybody got a fans only account. Even ugly people. Like, come on, man, this is crazy. like, where does it stop? Like nobody, they just stop. I'm being serious with you. You laughing at me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But ugly people too, and I'm just like, the world, like this year is exposing everybody. So I don't believe Tory did it. I believe Tory clearly was in the car. We saw his body. At the end of the day, Meg Peg Leg Ryan, whatever the hell I've been calling her. I've been drinking, y'all. She said there were 4 people in the truck. We all watched the video. 3 bodies came out. So what is Peg Leg Meg talking about? Where's the 4th person at?
Okay.
I'm confused. I'm really confused. So I'm off that because I don't like Peg Leg Meg.
Okay.
Nice. And I don't believe she got shot. Tamar. I believe if somebody presents something to me, I never believe what's right in my face. I look past that, and I believe everything is a puzzle, and I believe everything has to make sense. So Tamar's story, none of it makes sense. At this point, as it's a fucking novella. Every day is something new. Well, here's the thing. Allegedly, he wanted to get a restraining order against her, right?
Yes.
So when you go to his page, why is still pictures of him and her still on his page? Because if I get a restraining order against you, I can't stand your ass. So there's no pictures of us, nothing on your page. And then, it's not, because I can't stand you right now. So what, I'm gonna still have all these pictures and the video of me and your son still up there? Fuck you and your son.
That is not the first thing on my mind.
Like, I ain't thinking about none of y'all. I'll get because at this point, the gloves is off. I don't like nobody right now. So it doesn't make sense. And I used to think, and I'm not a prejudiced person, but really, you go to the page, I have nothing against David, but ever since she started dating him, I just feel like you know how you get a vibe from people when you first meet them?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this man personally. Good Lord knows I don't. I just got a weird, there's a video right there. I got a weird vibe from him. And I just didn't see it. And I'm not trying to be shady, but clearly Tamar like ugly dudes. That's it. I get that. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But why you get with an ugly dude and you let him run your life? That don't even make sense. That makes no sense to me. So I believe personally, David looked at her like she got low self-esteem. David knew he was ugly. David was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Boom. He already had a plan. And I feel like he came at her because she knows she got low self-esteem, and he ran with that. That's it. And I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, y'all, but that's how I feel. I feel like he used her, which is messed up, because you know how she kept praising him like, oh, this man this and this man that. And I ain't never gotten to chicks who did stuff like that, who be praising a man like he God and shit. Like, that's weird to me. I ain't about to be praising no dude. I ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he supposed to love you more than you love him. So I ain't doing all that. So I thought that was odd too. So men know when women have low self-esteem. So he knew, like, he probably spotted that shit. My parents told me a long time ago, men can spot that shit states over. If a bitch got low self-esteem, they can see that and they'll run with that. So I feel like he sold her a dream and she ran and she fell for it, and that's just it. And now look at her. But he hate her guts so much, right? He tried to do a restraining order, and guess what? The judge didn't sign off on it, but yet she's still on his page. It don't make sense. None of this makes sense. The bitch down there allegedly died. He on the 911 call talking like you and me talking.
Men don't instantly delete pictures. Like, that's not the first thing in our mind to just go deleting pictures.
But at the end of the day, who goes? So my thing is this: he posted he about to give financial advice, like T said, right?
Yeah.
Why the first thing you talking about is the incident between you and Tamar? That shouldn't even be something you speaking about, because you're posting. You talk about financial advice.
We knew what he was doing.
That's the last thing on your mind.
I knew he was going to talk about it. Like, why randomly go live? Why randomly go live after all these allegations go out? Because he was going to talk about it.
So you think he's doing it for clout?
I think he cares about his image a lot. But
he never had an image before her. Like, who is he? He's just an ugly dude from Africa, in my opinion.
He still has a job. He still has a reputation, I guess. He still has, people that he sees at work, I guess, a professional life. And
really, why are you making up this whole life for him?
I do think he is trying to secure something. I don't know what, but he started doing. I just feel like he started doing these couple quarantines. And
did you see his wording in this whole description? With even if you've been with somebody for a long time, did you see that? Yes, look at his wording.
I read it. Yes, I read it.
I was like, bro, come on. Don't do no subliminal shade with me. I'm shady as hell, so I can catch that. I don't know. I don't care for him. I feel as though he sold her dream. She fell for it, and now she basically just got to get herself out of it. I wish she would speak for herself and let us know, like, blink twice that you're okay, because we have not physically seen her, and that makes me nervous. No one has seen Tamar. No one. And who gives a fuck if Vince came out her house? At the end of the day, that's that boy's problem. He could do it. So what? And he still has ties with the industry. So if she's trying to come back out, hello, common sense, I would go back to him too, because as she put it, they still friends. So why does he care? I don't understand. And that ain't her husband. She can do what she want to do. You could date whoever you want to date till you get married. That's just how it is. Anyway.
Tell us how you really feel. And
I'm just being honest. You know me.
one last thing. Do you believe Joe Budden? What do you believe about Joe Budden?
I'm trying to be nice. I like Joe Budden, but I'm confused. I thought Joe Budden was working for Diddy. Am I lost? Am I that behind? Because I thought Joe Budden was on Revolt. What happened to that shit?
He still has that show, State of the Culture, with Remy
He need to go back.
With Remy Ma and all them. He still has that.
She's still on there? There's still a show?
Yeah, that's still a show.
He need to go back because I don't know what the fuck he thought he was doing.
And he's still gonna do the Joe Budden podcast. He's always done the Joe Budden podcast by himself. He just Spotify just helped him bring it to a larger market, like helped him be able to stream it to more people. Before he was just doing it as a podcast and putting it on YouTube. Now it was on Spotify. It was the #1 show on Spotify. Now it won't be the #1 show on Spotify, but people will still go to his YouTube, listen to it. People will still like listen to Joe because he has built up a following. So I don't think it's the end of him yet.
So here's the thing. This is something I never understood. If you have a following that's that big, and correct me if I'm wrong, he has his following and he has his followers. If he has that market and demographic that he know his people gonna be there and they gonna support him, why don't he just do that shit from his garage without relying on anybody else? It ain't like he ain't got the coin to do it. You in your own house, you saving money, so what's the problem that you do it that way? You think they're gonna block him that way if he do it from his house? Like, I'm confused.
He can still do it that way.
So what's the problem?
It just won't be like a nationally syndicated type of thing.
I'm sure somebody would pick him up, child. I'm just saying. Maybe he could hop on YouTube. I'm just saying.
I think something's gonna happen for him.
So do you think they're against him?
Do I?
I'm laughing at her comment. Do you think that they're all conspiring against? Like, do you think Tahiri, Cyn, Rocky fucked up teeth ass? You think they all conspiring against him to bring him down because the fact that he's trying to go against Spotify? I don't believe that bullshit. Like, Rocky, from what I saw on the show, she looked like she can't even read a book, so I don't even see how she's trying to come against anybody.
To be honest, I honestly do think Tahiri fell into a situation that they set up. Tahiri, she fell into that interview situation because she knew that nobody wanted to interview about no marriage boot camp shit. That interview was for the reason that came out. Jason Lee knew what it was for, so I feel like that was set up. I don't know if she knew, but she played along into it. That Cyn situation, I just kind of feel like Cyn is like kind of
bitter.
I wasn't gonna say that, but
I'm saying
I'll
bitter.
say that word. Well, I don't want better. I don't want better.
The bitch is better.
I feel like people that are vindictive, like, you know,
the
like,
bitch is better.
Like, I have to get back at you. So like,
I can say it. The bitch is better.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
I'm confused with the fact that she was 17 dating a 20-some-year-old man. I'm confused.
That's when
what was her mom and daddy?
That's when they met. She said they didn't start dating until she was 23 and he was 35.
I have a 15-year-old daughter. I wish you'll see my ass on fucking Snapped or Cops or whatever, because I don't play those games. 17 and he 20-some years old? Ain't shit to talk about. The fuck out of here. No. Nah, I don't play those games. Nah. We don't. That's weird.
Do you have any last words before?
I know. Let me stop because I'm gonna get mad at me. That's everybody, right? We had we got little Tory and big ass Meg, pig leg Meg. We got
they talked about Tamar, they talked about Joe Budden.
Tamar, Joe.
And nobody wants to talk about that conversation with the city girl. So that's it.
I don't even want to get into that because let me tell you something. No, I don't want to get into that. I'll talk to you personally about that. Because you know me, I feel like, yo, if you sexual and you open, do what the fuck you want to do. Who gives a fuck? Who cares if you want to hake it up your ass or not? Have fun.
Okay.
Just don't hurt yourself. It is what it is. As long as it doesn't kill you, that's my motto.
You're
I'm
wrong.
gonna go.
But you can't come out of your butt.
You can't, but you wait. Are they gonna flag you? I don't want them to flag your
Okay,
live.
no,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah,
okay.
all right.
I'll talk to you privately about that. You're crazy.
Bye. Sorry. You're still back there, though. Hey, Jazzy Belle. You got to unmute yourself.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing? First time
Good,
you
how
called
are
my
you?
live.
No, it's not. It's the second time.
No, it's not. Oh, yeah, we did have
It's
that.
actually probably like the fifth, but the other
We
time
did have that little chat.
lurking.
Okay.
I just wanted to say about David and Tamar. So y'all know my dad is Nigerian. And I'm not trying to generalize or anything like that, but let me say this. How can I say it? I know Nigerian men pretty well. Now, they're not about to let no woman like walk over them and talk crazy to them. I'm just saying, my mom and dad are divorced. My dad has never put his hands on my mom, and I've never known my dad to put his hands on my mom. However, we are in the United States, and I've heard my dad say this. Over there, they will beat your ass. Well, over here, they're smart enough not to do that because they don't want to get locked up. So honestly, and I'm not saying David didn't put his hands on Tamar, because he could have, but I just don't really like. I don't see it. And then to me, Tamar is very she's kind of tainted herself because her past, like I think Tamar's bipolar or something. Like it's just kind of clear to see from her behavior and stuff. So to me, both of them are in the wrong, but I kind of believe him. I just don't really think. I don't know. I believe him. Do you believe him?
I'm rooting for her for some reason. Like I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. Like I don't want to believe that she's to that point where she's so like bothered by things in her life that she's swinging on the man she says she loves. Like I don't want to believe that, but I mean, people are saying that Vince says stuff like that as well.
Well, see, I do believe David was clout chasing, and he may have been in a relationship for his own personal motives. Like I completely believe that. But I'm not victim shaming. I'm not blaming Tamar at all. I'm just being open with you guys. Tamar was married before Vince. A lot of people don't know that, and that was an abusive relationship too.
Brown said that. Tamar's second marriage.
So I don't know. And then allegedly, remember the mom said her and Vince were in the abusive situation. So I'm like, it's a pattern. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of toxic. Like Tamar, I want Tamar to get help because she's super talented. Like she needs therapy. Because even if you go back and watch her episode on Iyanla, like she is like really that whole family jacked up. Because the mom jacked up. Like the mom got issues. Like the dad done moved on and got married and happy with his life. And the mom is like, she really like passed on that anger and bitterness to all of them. So yeah.
Is it not weird that none of her sisters even speak out about it anymore?
I don't think it's weird because I don't think it's weird because if that was my sibling, I don't think I would want to add fuel to the fire or speak on something that is, I don't know. I don't really think it's weird, honestly. And plus they already have from what I've seen on TV as a viewer, their relationship is kind of wishy-washy anyway. I mean, they're always going to be sisters and always going to have each other's back, I'm sure. But I don't know. Would you feel okay saying something about it if Tamar was your sister?
Not well. From what they sound like from last time, Tracy said something. They sound like they don't know anything at all. So I wouldn't speak on something I have no idea about. But
right,
I was with the whole, prayers for my family type of situation.
So maybe they don't know anything. I don't know.
Who would they get the information from if she's not like? I just like, is her mom not in her life? That's what I keep thinking.
Tamar's mom?
Yeah, like, is she not in?
The mom is no help. Did you follow Braxton Family Values?
I did for like 3 seasons.
Okay, so Tamar is kind of like, I'm not a psychology major or nothing like that, but
I am the youngest child, so tread lightly.
well, no, it's not about that.
Okay.
What it is, Tamar, I really love Tamar because she is so talented. Like her voice is amazing.
Funny.
And she's funny. She's good for TV, like all of that. She just has issues like everyone else. The only thing with Tamar is her issues are broadcasted, and it seems like she doesn't get the help or treatment that she needs. And then situations like this arise in her life, and then it's just unfortunate. But the thing with her mom is that if you go back and watch some episodes, their mom really legit passed out all that hatred and stuff to them. Because even though the dad cheated and whatnot,
yeah,
it's still whack how their mom raised them up. Yeah. So I wouldn't expect any fruitful or positive advice from her mom. Like, if you look at that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, because her mom has been bitter about that situation for a long time. So what real relationship advice could she really give?
Like her mom
she could still be there as a mom, just as like support, so your daughter is not like crumbling with nobody around her, feeling alone.
Exactly. Like it's sad, but on Joe Budden and Cyn, I don't know. I think Joe is very intelligent. I think he's super smart. Like I really
think he's like a T.I. You don't think he's like T.I., or he just sounds?
No. T.I. is a pseudo intelligent. I think Joe is actual. I don't know his. I'm not the type of person that looks at education as intelligent, so I don't know Joe's education, where he went to school, whatever. Shut up, T. But Joe's very intelligent. He's also very arrogant, but if you listen to him talk, he's a very smart guy. My thing with Joe, he has a past. He's been open about his drug use, like you said. He's also, from my remembrance, admitted to putting his hands on a woman. So that's not surprising.
Yeah, same as well.
But I don't really think that this is some type of Illuminati thing. I think that everyone has a past, and then when you get to a certain point of stardom, people gonna start coming out the woodwork and start saying stuff. So, but the thing with the dog, with the bestiality and all that, was that Cyn that wrote that?
Yeah, that was
Did they
be the Cyn or Cyn's lawyer, but that was supposed to be submitted in the custody situation.
That was her,
yeah,
not the other. Oh,
that was Cyn, not Tahiri.
No, but Joe has another child, like an older boy, with somebody else.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But no, that was Cyn.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's all I had to say. And I don't know. I try to stay away from domestic violence stuff, but I just think David and Tamar, I think he saw a wounded bird and wanted to prey on her, but they both got issues. Anyways, I'm done.
I'm still hoping for the best for her, and I hope they don't show too much crazy shit on that show.
It's still coming on?
It's gonna come on tomorrow.
Oh my god! Oh, should I watch it? I kind of don't want to watch it, but I do.
I kind of do. Like I kind of do. I think I am.
Because Tamar, first of all, I wouldn't even trust Mona Scott. And
that conversation, she felt like it was two black women coming together, and Mona was gonna have her back. She felt Mona was gonna have her back because she felt like Mona was a friend.
No.
I mean, that's what she thought.
What the man? You know what?
We'll just have to see what they show.
You know what though? Hold on. Is Braxton Family Values coming back? Do you know?
What? I don't know. No.
And then Tony just released the album, so this probably helped her album sales. All this.
The ratings will probably be really high. Mona was an ambush. Mona came in at the right time.
Glock. Okay, before I go, I'm finna get off. The Housewives of Salt Lake City. Okay, are you gonna be like watching that and reviewing that?
I'll try. I'll try.
I don't feel like I'm gonna be the only one watching it because I really want to watch it.
I'll try, but I did see that. I did post that thing about that woman.
With the black lady, right? With the the step-born dad.
Yeah, married her grandmother's husband, second husband.
I want to watch it because they are, up there like, what is it, like Mormon and all of that is like really big. So they were kind of selling that as like, oh, we were Mormon, but now we're drinking and blah blah blah. So I don't know.
Interesting. We'll see.
All right.
I'll check out the first episode.
Bye, y'all.
All right. Thank you for calling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Alaka, you're after this next caller, Anthony.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. This whole thing with Joe.
Hold on.
All right.
You never called in before. Where are you calling in from?
Atlanta. I'm the one that's always talking about Atlanta on the on Instagram.
Oh, okay. You follow me on Instagram. I know exactly who you are, actually. Okay, so what do you want to say about Joe?
Okay. I just find it very odd that at the end of the day, Joe basically, as soon as everything happens with his deal and him talking and speaking out, everybody wants to come at him. All the females that, as we watched them on Love and Hip Hop, they all were vying for his attention while on Love and Hip Hop for the check. Love and Hip Hop is not airing. Love and Hip Hop is not, they're not doing anything with that right now because of COVID. So at the end of the day, it's like, are these women trying to get money? Is somebody paying them in the background? Joe is probably, I think he's worth maybe 10 million. So at the end of the day, why are you going to stop the bag? Meaning Cyn. That's his, he's got to pay for his child support.
True.
If you putting all these allegations out here, you stopping his bag. True. So he's not making any money. Now that just don't make no sense to me.
I mean, she did seem like she was trying to cover it up in that long ass video she posted, but do you think she's the one that put it out?
I honestly believe she did put it out.
I do too.
Only because I feel like at the end of the day, who has all that information? What friend would have all that information? My best friend don't have all my information. That's stuff that you take between you and a lawyer. So at the end of the day, why would the friend have it?
Yeah. And
I think because we, the viewing audience, the people, social media, we looking at it and we're like, yo, this is not adding up. This don't make any sense. We saw the video with Joe with the dog, and obviously you could tell he was just joking. And then all of a sudden, that's supposed to be the receipts that she has about him, I guess, stroking a dog that he said his dog is dead. So it's kind of like at the end of the day, it's like, wait a minute. You putting out all this information, and then homie's over here, and he's like, my dog is dead. Like, y'all, this is crazy. I would never do that. So it never was adding up. And I just think at the end of the day, Joe is a smart guy, like the last lady said. He's smart. He's educated. He's come a long way from being a rapper. But I don't know. I'm kind of like over it. I hope that at the end of the day, Joe gets back on track and he's able to do what he has to do.
I think it will be over. A lot of these allegations, nobody's really buying them, and he's just gonna get back on his game and keep trying to like stay focused on his podcast, I think.
Yeah, and I mean the whole thing with Meg and Tory, my thing is like this. I used to like Tory a lot because I mean there's a lot of connection with Tory. He's Caribbean descent, Guyanese, that type of thing. But at the end of the day, if you do something to a female and you can't admit it at this point, I mean, it would be kind of stupid for him to come out on Instagram or just a tweet or anything of that nature. But if he does a sit-down interview with somebody, that would be different. Like if he does a one-on-one interview with I don't know who, but they ask him the right questions and he tells the truth, then I don't see why, you know, we should keep speculating about something because she already said what she said and it still isn't adding up. And just like everybody else said before, if I was shot, I don't care if I'm a superstar. I'm not about to go back out into the world and present myself like, yo, I'm over getting shot. So I'm about to just drink a bunch of 1942. We're going to go on vacation on jets and I'm going to hang out with, you know, my paid staff. None of those people that Meg hangs with is actually her friends. True. They're all paid.
True.
And that's the craziest thing. Because as a celebrity, you need to be around your people. You're not your yes men that you give out money to. The stylist, all of them, the hairstylist, the clothing stylist. It just is like the backup dancer, your bodyguard. Those are not your friends. If your checks dry up, they gone.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we sitting here condemning Tory, but we got to look at Meg too. And it's not to say that we don't believe her, but your story doesn't add up. So if your story doesn't add up, at the end of the day, we just got to wait for what he has to say. And until they actually arrest him, then we got to look at her sideways because they haven't arrested him yet.
Absolutely agree, 100% with everything you just said.
Oh, somebody said she fired the stylist, but I swore she wished him a happy birthday on her story the other day.
I'm not even looking at that. I'm looking at the fact that she came into the game with a best friend, and now to this day, that best friend, her and that best friend are not friends no more because of what happened that night.
Exactly. And the best friend is quiet. The best friend said what she said in the beginning, or her mom did. And I don't even remember that whole fiasco. But at the end of the day, I ride with my best friend, even if we don't even speak right now. But at the end of the day, I still ride with you. You know what I mean? Like if you need me, I'm there for you. But I can't be friends with paid help. I mean, I could enjoy the company, but I'm paying y'all a salary. Y'all are flying private because I'm paying for it. Y'all aren't going to take the $10,000 to get on the jet and tell me we got it. I'm the one that's paying for it. So that's where it comes from. And going on Instagram Live for everybody to see y'all getting drunk and at restaurants, all of that. You know what I mean? We all are viewing all of her shenanigans and what she's got going on. And at the end of the day, I love her. I love her music. I think she's a dope artist. But come on. It just ain't adding up.
Yeah, I hear you. I've been
saying the whole thing with the city girls. Look, I ain't even gonna lie to you. It had me Googling. Don't get it twisted. It had me Googling to find out whether that is true or not. And I'm of a certain age. I had to Google, and I was like, "Yo, I'm not sure if even they know what they're talking about." Queen, if she knew what she was talking about. And it's kind of suspect, and don't get me wrong, it's kind of suspect that the man you had before the man you had now, that means to just tell me that this is something that y'all like to do, which is okay, because like the young lady said, what you do in your bedroom, that's your business. But yeah, it's just you know, be like Candy. Educate us properly. Don't just throw shit out, you know, for us to grab onto. Because, like I said, I had to go to Google.
They want to know, is it true or not in the chat.
I can't answer that question. Me personally, I cannot answer that question. That's why I said I went to Google to educate myself. I have seen many a video, and I have even said to myself,
all right.
You got me?
I got you.
All right, y'all.
Thank you for your commentary.
All right. Bye.
A lot.
Why are people acting like Google is a person? Angie's there in the comments saying, "What did Google say?" Like, are we inviting Google to come in the chat, to come and talk here and ask your questions?
He actually never told us what Google told us. He never actually said his results. But what are your thoughts about tonight?
Oh my gosh, Glock.
I don't know
what you're trying to do to us with these topics today.
It's going on 2 hours.
Mate. Like, what is that? What were those girls talking about? What is that literal-ish? I was just like, literally like, what is going on right now? Like, honestly, those things should be completely and utterly kept private. As a matter of fact, I would even be happy if the FBI kept them private for them. We don't want to hear that kind of nastiness business that they're doing in their bedrooms or whatever they do. We do not want to hear about that. It's none of our business. We don't want to hear it in our ears. We don't want to see it with our eyes. Do you know what I mean? It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But like, I mean, a lot of these people, I really don't know them. I know Joe Budden.
I was just gonna ask you that. Did you know any of these people?
I don't know them. Like Mariah Carey said, I don't know her. So you know, I know Joe Budden, and then obviously he's mentioned the other girl is Cyn, and apparently she's Cynthia. From what he said, she's actually Cynthia in full. And I mean, the whole bestiality thing, it's really, again, like, all this is coming up really sudden, because I knew of Joe Budden to be a rapper, hip hop artist, whatever, years and years and years ago. And then he kind of just fell off the grid, right? I never heard anything about him, of him, because I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, by the way, because I heard you mention that he's in that. I don't watch that stuff. And so I didn't know what was going on with his life. And so it does seem a bit random that all these allegations will come into play and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's the factor that we have to think about, like, okay, where there's smoke, there is fire. But at the same time, we live in a generation where people will make up something that is so elaborate, it might almost seem like it's true. So at this point, I'm kind of feeling a little bit sick and tired of these liars, like, or attention seekers, or whatever you want to call them, because they keep putting stuff out there. Why are you involving us in your drama? We've got our own personal dramas to deal with in our personal life. Like, why are you involving us? Because you love attention that much? Even if it's to the detriment of your mental health, because that's what happens to a lot of them in the end. Be the Joe Buddens, the Cyn Santanas, you know, everybody. So it's just odd and bizarre. The music industry, yes, it's a crazy, crazy industry. And some people have come up with some theories that, you know, yeah, sometimes they'll hold on to things. I mean, it all depends on how much money you're going to cost them, I think. And it also depends what label you might be aligned with. So I think, yes, it is dirty to a degree, but I don't think it's all dirty. I've been involved in the music industry, and I've seen the behind the scenes of some of the things that happen and things like that. I don't think it's to the level of conspiracy theory that you guys actually think it to be, because the powers that be, they are not really concerned with the small people. You know, because when all is said and done, a lot of these people, as much as they might not admit, they can easily be bought. So if there's something that they've got on a label, trust and believe, they'll be like, how much? Because this person lost their career and money. So all they're trying to do is get back up so they can make that change again. So if they're given an offer by whatever label is, I'm not going to mention any, they could just say, hey, we're offering you this much, let's keep this quiet, and they'll walk away. So let's not be naive as to think that it's all about the big labels being the big bad wolves. Even the ones, these small people, they're willing to do almost anything to kind of just at least get a little bit of, you know, ahead financially that they lost when they were being careless and maybe, you know, naive in their day when they were on the up and up. Do you know what I mean? So it's not that black and white, if truth be told. It's honestly not that black and white. And so the whole Joe Budden thing, I don't think I can even judge to say like he did this, that, the other, because it's like this. You know what I mean? That's how it feels. Like, look at it. It's just a mess. It's a mess. So no one can really have a clear-cut opinion about it, to be honest. It's just bizarre, you know, it's just bizarre. And who else did you talk about? Tory Lanez and the Meg Thee Stallion situation. Gosh, we're really talking about this again, huh?
No, we don't have to, because I feel like we're so drenched at this point.
It's, you know what I mean? It's like, at the end of the day, we've established that there's a lot of lies again that we've been told in that situation. Okay, it came from 2 feet to 1 foot to being a bullet going through to seeming like a graze, and so, like, quite frankly, nobody is a victim and nobody is, does that make sense? Like, everybody's a victim and everybody is the bad guy in that situation, because no, it's not a win-win for everybody has lost in that situation. That's how I see it, you know. And then what's his name? Tory Lanez, right? Is it Lanez? I don't know. Is it Lanez? You lot are a mess. You know what? All of you, it's way past your bedtime. Go to bed. The lot of you, go to bed. I've always called him Tory Lanez. Whatever, mate.
Okay.
T Brown and Kaya, it's way past your bedtimes. Go to bed. Go to your bed or go to your corners. Lanes. What is lanes?
That's what it is.
What's that? Stop, Nino. Yeah, it's 9:25. Your bedtime should have all been 8 p.m. 8 p.m. is your bedtime, the lot of you.
Okay.
So the Tamar and David is his name, right? Situation. Again, because it's come so close to their show airing, it does beg the question as to whether it's about just trying to create, you know, clout for the show, and then when the show starts and they get their ratings or whatever, we find out that they're gonna get their back together, you know. They split, they managed to talk and sit down and talk it over and stuff like that. So again, these are the type of situations where they play with our minds so much with these people who love clout, be it for ratings or for attention, that we need to learn to not fall for it so quickly as a public, to be honest, like, because they're puppeteering us as a result. And I'm not about that life. I refuse, right, to be taken for a fool, you know. And so the whole situation is just so bizarre, because only days ago he was out and about with his with her son. And so, like, for a situation that was so bad that they split up literally a week later or so, how is it that your son would be in the possession of this guy by himself? You know, it's just very, very odd. And people have brought up the topic of, you know, African, Nigerian or whatever. First of all, I do not like this labeling of whatever country, because if we were to go there, right, we'll all be fighting one another. You know, I don't like that at all, because with every single country has a crook, every single country has a rapist, every single country has a saint. Okay, so nobody's innocent and nobody is perfect either. And so, like, he is a human being who we suspect, right, because we don't really know the truth, could have used Tamar for clout. But at the same time, there is the fact that looking at Tamar's track record, she could have pushed him into it to say, hey, do this, do this, do this, because it helps her brand as well. Even if her brand is the bigger one, it also actually inadvertently helps her brand, because it makes her look good in the sense that, hey, look at what my man does, because she was not showcasing that, which made people wonder, because she would talk about him, but nobody knew anything about him. And so the only way she could show proof, because she is that type of person who has to be in a relationship. She doesn't seem to want to take a break for herself, right? So she has to be in a relationship. Maybe she wanted to show people for her own self-esteem, because I think that's lacking when it comes to Tamar, unfortunately. You know, I don't want to come down on her because I actually like Tamar. You know, I think she's a fun girl, but like obviously there are some underlying issues that are borderline self-esteem and psychological, where I feel she needs professional help, you know, rather than keep bringing everything on TV, because it causes this wave of nonsense that we're having to now be engrossed in and be curious about, and wasting our time having to like, oh, what's this? What's going on with that? What's going on this, that, and the other, you know? So it's, you know, it's, I don't know. I will wait until they I'm gonna wait to see, because I think they might get back together, to be honest. You know.
I do too, but I don't know if I want like a public service announcement or something. I just want something that says Tamar is like with us. She's coherent. She's here. Like I just worried so much about that situation.
Because we haven't heard anything from her
at all the entire time, from the beginning to the end. I feel like.
But their show is airing tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, I feel like every comment has came from him.
I find it's odd. It's really, really odd. So do you think that he might be stopping her from commenting? I mean, like, it's one thing to have a pattern of falling for guys who are abusers and stuff like that. But I would have thought, like, after the first two, even, like, Nene managed to get out of that kind of situation. And Nene's her friend. Do you see what I mean? So I would have thought that they would have had some kind of a conversation to say, look, I've been in this situation where the person was abusing me. This is what you do. This is what you look out for. So I think that there is a chance that you can be able to get out. But how do you keep falling for the same type of person over and over again and find yourself in an abusive situation, or, as some might believe, a toxic situation? Toxic situations means both parties are toxic. You see, so it's... I don't know. It's just bizarre. It's odd. Again, it's another thing that's very hard to make a clear observation or make, you know, put a clear opinion about, because again, I don't want to be made to look stupid making an opinion over something that you just put out there so that you can confuse us, so that you can get your views for a show.
Yeah, you know? There's a few of them that we've only heard, like a couple of these stories. It's only like one-sided. We're only hearing one side of the situation and forced to make an opinion just based on that one person's side. And I don't really like that.
I don't know. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. I don't know. It's just, I just feel like a lot of the people from this topic tonight are a lot of just clout chasers. There's a lot of clout chasing going on. You know, maybe they need to get out of quarantine, because maybe it's driven them to be this way right now. You know? So I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's making it more obvious because we are in quarantine, we are in this pandemic and stuff like that, that it's more obvious how people actually clout chase, that before we're so busy with our lives and focusing on other things out and about and everything, that we never paid attention to when people pull stunts like this. If they're at all stunts, that is.
Somebody else said that. Hold on. Someone told me to play something. Play what? Tammy Roman Bonnet Chronicles.
Oh, she said something?
How old is it? And is it... Oh, she has an Instagram page.
Oh, yeah, that's where Bonnet Chronicles is. Yeah, it's on Instagram.
How old... This is so much long. I'm so impatient.
T.
Today.
Everybody has that one day that comes in their life where they realize that things that they thought about themselves were just not true. And I realized that I'm not as freaky as I thought I was. I thought my freak meter, was at about a 9. Okay, because I've done some things over my course of my life. I'm not gonna lie about it. And I felt like, like you want to get it popping, you want to get it crack-a-lacking, in the bedroom, that I was good, But then I realized today, because I tried to take a shit on the floor just to see if I could shit anywhere else
Another
other than the
shit
toilet,
story?
and I couldn't do it. So, based on the stories that have come out about OBJ, we couldn't even get it going, because the shit, it don't come out for nowhere else other than the toilet. And so I said, people's into that. Are people really into that? And I'm sure that there are some people that have fetishes and shit literally like that. But for me personally, I didn't know that people, because we know about the golden showers and we know about people being into that. But shit.
Okay, she said it wasn't this one. What? Wrong one, the one before this.
Which one?
Okay, I got it.
What's the date on it, Trina?
Okay, that was yesterday. The one from today doesn't look like nothing. 12 hours ago. Gotta remember to hit that share audio button. That was the second post on her page.
I want to be serious for a moment. I actually saw a video.
This one? No, this isn't even it.
Talk. Did you see that video about the man who beat his child?
Oh, I got a DM. Let me not share my DMs again. Oh my god. My DMs are fine. Hold
Why
on.
are you always like share the screen when the video's ready, Glock? Share it.
That was the video. She just sent me the same video I was already playing.
That was the video.
Yeah, Trina, you bugging.
Trina,
I just didn't
made this man
fast-forward
reveal
it
his
yet.
DM.
This is the same video. It says OBJ, Tamar, and Summer Walker. She just didn't get to.
Everybody has that one day.
What's her name?
On Tamar's topic.
His own way that wasn't true. He was not going to be knocked off his game, and he wasn't going to let nobody steal his joy. Okay, and so
Why are you doing that?
He's refuting those claims, but I thought about it. I said, well, maybe not for OBJ, but if there's somebody else out there.
No.
You must have fast forward to get to the Tamar part.
Hold on.
I know, right, Judah?
What else did I talk about before we go?
Who's DeAndre Baker?
DeAndre...
I'm looking at the title on here. DeAndre Baker robbery. Did you mention that? Because I only came in I think 25-30 minutes after you started.
I did not talk about the DeAndre Baker robbery because that was a very long story that I decided to do a separate video about. There was just mad details involved in it. It was just so long. I mean, I kind of have it ready, but not completely. So I didn't do it yet.
Right. That's fair enough. But yeah, that's, I think, my overall perspective on everybody that's been in the topics today. I think there's just a lot. It's literally like a domino effect of clout chasing.
Yeah, it has been a lot.
Yeah. And we are fools for falling for it every time. Thinking, oh, what's going on with this one? Oh my gosh, he shot her foot. Oh, the poor girl. And then we find out 1 foot. And then we find out it was a scrape. So it's crazy. You know, they keep taking us for mugs. Stop opening your DMs. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's literally everything I had, Glock. I've got nothing else to say, like absolutely nothing. Thank you. I will get back in the chat so I can have a go at everybody for laughing at me.
Yeah, Tory Lanez.
Yes, it's gonna be Lanez. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be saying Lanez just to annoy you guys. I'm gonna be saying Lanez every time. I'll speak to you later, Glock.
All right, good night.
All right,
bye.
Yeah,
it's morning time for you. Okay. What is the damn video?
Everybody has that one day that comes in their life where they realize that things that they thought about themselves were just not true.
I'm just gonna watch it.
And I realized that I'm not as freaky as I thought I was. I thought my freak meter, was at about a 9. Okay, because I've done some things over my course of my life. I'm not gonna lie about it. And I felt like, like you want to get it popping, you want to get it crack-a-lacking, in the bedroom, that I was good, but then I realized today, because I tried to take a shit on the floor just to see if I could shit anywhere else other than the toilet, and I couldn't do it. So, based on the stories that have come out about OBJ, we couldn't even get it going, because the shit, it don't come out for nowhere else other than the toilet. And so I said, well, people's into that. Are people really into that? And I'm sure that there are some people that have fetishes and shit literally like that. But for me personally, I didn't know that people, because we know about the golden showers and we know about people being into that. But shit, I never once thought that a person would want you to shit on them. And he came out and said in his own way that wasn't true. He was not going to be knocked off his game, and he wasn't going to let nobody steal his joy. Okay. And so he's refuting those claims. But, I thought about it. I said, well, maybe not for OBJ, but if there's somebody else out there that wanted to be shit on, Tammy, could you do it? And I could. I couldn't. My shit needs to go into the toilet and the toilet only. Then, so much stuff is happening today. David Adefeso, who was with Tamar Braxton, we know him from his affiliation with my girl Tamar, and he has since filed a restraining order. And it's so awkward to me because I feel like this is a moment, and Tamar knows I love her, and everybody knows I'm an honorary Braxton, but I feel like this is a moment where she's been down and she's been dealing with some stuff, and this is evidentiary proof that no matter who you think loves you, there are people out there who will kick you when you're down. And this feels like one of those moments to me. Tamar has gone through a lot. We don't know career-wise what's up next for her. And, she's trying to find herself again. And she has come out on the gram and publicly acknowledged that this man has helped her and he loves her. And, he's been there more than some family members and so on and so forth. And I felt like that I shouldn't speak, because you can't tell a person who to be in love with, even if you may see some other type of signs, for lack of better verbiage, that it may not be what that person thinks it is. But sometimes you just got to mind your business. But the fact that he done filed a restraining order against my girl now, claiming domestic violence, that means I can speak. I can speak freely. I can say what's on my mind and what's on my heart. And I always felt, from the outside looking in, that it was more love from her than it was from him to her. And, they say that's a recipe for disaster. People say the man should definitely love you more than you love him. And I just don't appreciate that everything about their dynamic has to come out in the media. And I'm not going to say that it's Tamar because she's been ill and she's been trying to get help and she's been in the hospital. So who's been telling the blogs all this information every time something come out? And who was just on the gram with Logan, had his mama carrying a heavy ass bag? Now you needed to take note of that. Had his mama carrying a heavy ass bag while he trying to get this footage with Tamar and Vince's son. And it just was all very weird to me. But the only thing I'm going to close this with about that particular situation is, Tamar, you have people that love you genuinely. And Tamar, I am praying for you and I want you to get the help that you need. And Tamar, if he went as far as to file a restraining order against you when he's supposed to be lifting you up during this time of trial for you, restrain yourself. Go ahead on and restrain your damn self. You want to be over there and you want me to stay over here? Cool. Got it. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And get on down the highway, sis, and rebuild your esteem, rebuild your confidence, rebuild your strength, and continue praying and know that there are people out there who genuinely love you. And that's all I got. Summer Walker's depressed today. The other day she was talking out about
I agree with that. I agree with most of what she said about that. Some people in the chat don't agree with that, but I agree with most of what she said. I feel like, she is being kicked while she's down, whether it's on purpose or whether, we believe it or not, she is. I'm going to go to one more thing I'm going to cover, and is going along the lines of how the industry could blackball you if they want to blackball you. And it is about that rainbow hair kid that everybody is calling a snitch. It is about that guy. 6ix9ine released his first album since coming out of prison, and it is expected to sell around 35,000 copies. That, in his mind, is considered a flop, and he is having a mental breakdown over it. He is depressed, and he wants to know why the industry is blackballing him over being a snitch. And I just think it's interesting because you actually see how the industry could stop messing with you. They can stop putting you on the radio. They can stop putting you on the streaming playlist. They can stop pushing your music completely, but they don't do it for people you may think they should do it for, but they're doing it to this guy. And don't get me saying this by I care, because I really don't care what they're doing to this guy, but I'm just showing you the industry can't cut you off like it's nothing.
Yo, so what's up, everybody? I woke up in a bad mood. I'm gonna keep it all the way above. Supposed to be in a good mood, but I'm in a bad mood. Album just dropped yesterday. I'm looking at all these DSPs. DSPs is Apple Music, Spotify. Yo, they completely shutting us out like if we didn't drop an album. This is on every phone, and I thought I'm bugging, right? This is the main page. And shout out to these artists. This don't really got nothing to do with y'all. This is the platform. This is new music. Let me see it on your phone. It's the same shit. So they act like, go to new music. What is this? Spotify? This Apple Music. This Spotify? We not on there? No, any of it. So they act like we didn't drop not a single thing.
Zero.
All I'm saying is y'all already took radio away from us. If y'all gonna cheat us, just give us a fair fight.
If y'all gonna cheat us, give us a fair fight. No, they don't care about you. And they're not gonna play you on the radio. And if you don't have radio and you don't have streaming, then you don't have anything in this industry. And they cut you off like that. And unless you have a huge fan base, a fan base that is gonna overbuy your shit just so that you achieve more, then it's not going down, buddy. He's turned on everybody. He's trying to get interviews with everybody, trying to build any buzz. I don't know if you know Gilly the Kid. Gilly the Kid is from Philly. Gilly the Kid has, like said he's written for Lil Wayne. He's done a lot. He played a recording of 6ix9ine begging to get an interview with him. Even like selling out his fat ass friend Academics, the only one that be like riding for his ass.
One-on-one conversation, Pop, yo, give me no funny. I met you one time in Philadelphia. You seen my growth. This is probably the biggest thing that you won't ever touch, brother. Like I'm telling you, like this is gonna be everywhere. Like I'm talking about Fox everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? One-on-one, chair to chair, 2 cameras, mic'd up. We let it all out. Ain't no censor. Like yo, you know what I mean? Like no censor. There's nothing that you can't ask, bro.
I heard you.
Yo, can you put it like this? Look at all the Joe Buddens, right? Look at the Acts. Look at the Waynos. Look at all of these. They ain't doing shit, right? You're the first to sit down with since Pope. Like, I don't sit down with niggas. I haven't done an interview yet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's waiting on that interview. And it's a one-on-one. Tekashi 6ix9ine, Gilly the Kid. Right, one-on-one, no censor, don't hold back, niggas. Like, you know me, nigga, I met you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't hold back. Yo, I don't condone what you did. It's not testifying. It's not this, that, and the third. Gangster, like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you a grown-ass man, I'm a grown-ass man. I respect you.
You can't vouch for no wretch.
It is what it is. You respect me, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, this is what the people want. You gotta give them what they want. You a voice of the streets right now. You know what I'm saying? So,
just for the record, I know I'm the voice of the streets. Tell me, I'm the voice of the streets for 20 plus years. Second record, the biggest thing I ever did in my life was the birth of my kids. Shout out to Dayana, shout out to Kayed, shout out to Devin, shout out to Talib, shout out to Nala. That was the biggest things I ever did in my life. Not interview on the fucking mic.
Yeah, like Jazzy Bell said, it's not that he's just a snitch too. He is wildly disrespectful to a lot of these rappers, and that shit just not gonna play for a lot of people. Yeah, he is like what they say, a snitch, but I kind of forget that he is wildly disrespectful, like showing up to like talking about niggas dead homies, and he's just wild. Like he's just wild.
Hey, sorry. I was writing something down. Sup, Kyle? Kyle, you on mute, girl.
Oh, sorry. Hey.
Yeah, I wanted to say something real quick.
I'm so irritated with this boy. How old is he? 5? Because he gives me, again, I like to use this word, gratitude with a sense of entitlement. That's what I'm getting from him. First of all, yes, the industry can blackball you, but not in the way that he is trying to present it. Okay, the industry blackballing you is when it comes to major things like getting a Grammy nomination or getting into the top charts. And by top charts, I'm talking about maybe the Billboard, because there's a process you have to apply for those type of things. And so you can be blackballed from certain things that are major. And yes, you can be blackballed from getting radio interviews. However, if you've got a platform that's already big, and you are going to try and show your fans, oh, look, they are not showing my song on the list. First of all, I didn't see him search for his name. So which means he was expecting his name to just pop up. You know, like how they do featured artists, where the more popular an artist is, they'll be featured on Spotify like that. They'll be featured on Amazon or iTunes or whatever, right? That is your popularity. And so they might have not maybe made him a preference because maybe his brand, right, makes their brands look bad, but they would never stop him from actually showing if he is selling his items. And so
his music is definitely up there. They're just not
right. So like, what's his problem? He can use his fans to buy his music. What's his problem?
He's mad they're not broadcasting it. They're not promoting
because
it.
They're not making him a featured artist. Boo-hoo. Cry me a freaking river.
Yeah.
Cry me a freaking river. You were just in prison for being involved in a gang. What do you expect?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I honestly don't know what he expected. Like, I don't know if he really thought
Must
they
have
were
taken heated too, some little boy. Like I can't stand
Yeah,
people. Like
what do
honestly, he needs to be reprimanded. He clearly has not learned his lesson from being in prison at all. How do you go in prison and not come out humbled? Who goes into prison and not come back out humbled? Clearly, nobody did enough to him in there for him to come back out humbled. You know, he was fortunate enough to get whatever million views when he came out on his, I think he did an Instagram live or whatever and stuff like that. He's got enough. He's got a fan base. He can open a YouTube channel wherever and still make money. So he's actually not at a loss here. He's just being annoying and being attention.
The gimmick is actually over. The gimmick has ran out, so
right.
It's not working out for him.
It's done.
He's an old troll.
Oh, so irritating.
What's going on? What's
Disrespected
going
Nicki
on?
Minaj recently, and she's the only A-list artist that has been giving him a feature, you know, and helped him go #1. And he said
Don't
that
forget Akon.
exactly. Well, he said Nicki didn't help him do anything. She got a #1 because of him, and because she was on his record, not the other way around. So, you
But she
know,
was on his record.
That's absurd. Like that is so.
At this point,
like
I feel
so
like
far.
Nicki is the
First of
future
all,
queen.
Okay, go Egypt.
yeah. First of all, like okay, cause so I'm from Philly, so here, like the whole snitching thing, we take that really seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have like gangs here, but we have hoods, and it's like it's hood gangs, and you know people rep, and it's like your reputation and all that kind of stuff is really, really important. So most definitely, it's like no, we don't do no snitch stuff. I already knew Gilly wasn't going for that shit, not even for a bag, because you know the culture here with that is we totally against that. So I don't care nothing about him. He getting whatever he deserved, and there is really no justification for snitching. So you know that's that. I know he didn't think that he's gonna keep being able to ride the wave and run around and you know what I mean, troll people and do all that shit and wasn't gonna be no repercussions. You know, he think like he think these feds got his back. He think these feds gonna hold him down. These so-called some of these people in some of the communities that are gonna hold him down. And it's all like, no, after a while, you know what I mean, people are not for that. And it's a large majority of people everywhere that is not about that snitching shit. They don't care nothing about nothing. So you know, you thought you was going to keep riding some type of wave. Like, no, so get your ass out of here. Ain't nobody going for that. And then you going around trolling people and thinking that you could do that. And it's like, no, listen, I ain't like that, that Nicki Minaj did a song with him, but that's her business. But I can't get down with that.
Did you watch the rest of the show? Did you have any other thoughts?
I know somebody else wanted to talk. So the whole Tamar thing, I'm just really upset because like I'll work with people with mental health issues, with schizophrenia, depression, all of that, and especially people who've had like issues since they were children. I used to work in a Department of Correction halfway house with inmates that came from prison, men and women who was in a lot of the mental capacities of the units. And when you deal with a lot, like as a child, you know, growing up, like you being violated, things like that, because, you know, she was, you know, molested and things like that. And then, you know, they put that out there. She didn't want nobody to know about that. So it's like, when I think about that, it's like, wow, that's from childhood have to deal with that. And then, you know, these relationships with these men. And I just think that, like, me as a woman, I think that she should have, you know, taken a break, you know, a long time ago, instead of jumping from relationship to relationship, because that definitely is not going to help your mental health. And she has a lot of built up things that happen. It's like, I think she needs to just, you know, step out of the spotlight, you know, for a while. She needs to get the therapy that she needs. And, you know, this Hollywood thing is really not good for her. It doesn't seem like, you know, it's any good for her anymore. So I feel really sad when I hear all this stuff going on with her. Like, I feel really bad, you know. And then this man putting this stuff out there. It's like, that's not good. You could have kept that in the house. You understand what I'm saying? Personally, if that was my peoples, we would have, ran down on him, but that's another story. And then I was wondering, was you going to talk about the Odell Beckham thing, because I had seen it and I was like, yo, this is like the most like what? Then I heard of golden showers, but what is I was like, oh, this is disgusting. Like, yo, but this is the thing. I really don't like that bull, because I remember a while ago he had a party and he was like, no black women is allowed. So I've been side-eyeing him since then. Like, I'm the type of person that you could have talent, you could have whatever you have going on, but if you got like a real effed up attitude and way about yourself in your aura, I can't get down with that, because I'm a person that's about energy. So I don't like him. So he got exposed. So what? This is the year of expulsion and the revolution for a lot of these people, especially these celebrity people. And if you look at it, like, they not really built like the regular civilians, because a lot of them, they're not able to deal. As you can see,
But
they're not able to.
no. I disagree with that. They are built. We're all born as individual people. The thing is, their judgment is so clouded because of the fact of that they moved out to LA, or they moved to these areas and they have that little bit of fame and notoriety. They're not looking with a clear vision anymore. And they literally, at this point, you gotta humble yourself. That's the problem. Nobody is humbling themselves.
It's like, this is the thing. It's like, when I'm saying like they not built, a lot of them, they don't have the mental capacity. Like, when they was able to run around and run these gigs and do this and that, they could have the mental capacity. They can get to whatever it is, substance or whatever, to keep them going. A lot of things. Now, a lot of them, they can't get to that money and all that stuff. They are not able to deal with it. And I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them, we see what's going on. I mean, it's not
like they scrounging around looking for change right now. Like, say, what we gonna do? I think if you were humble throughout the whole duration in the journey, if you stay humble throughout the entire thing, because at the end of the day, you get it and it comes. You get it, you can have it today, it can be gone tomorrow, but you still have to keep that same mindset. So that's where they messed up at, and it's sad they not seeing it right now. They don't even see how desperate they are. Everybody has their OnlyFans account. Everybody, not me.
Yes,
everybody.
I know. And listen, this is the thing about this,
like,
right?
Literally, I've seen so many ugly people with OnlyFans, for real.
Stop!
I can't get over that. Like, that's crazy. I can't get over that. The ugly. I like, you ugly, bro. Like, I can't get over that. Like, you got this. Come on, you cockeyed. You got OnlyFans. What are you doing? You can't even see straight, bro. You got OnlyFans. What's going on?
Kaya. I mean, in the defense of the ugly,
they know they ugly. Come on,
there's some ugly. There's some ugly people that are
bro,
ugly.
You wake up and see yourself in the mirror, you like, damn, I still look like this. Yes, you do. So, bro,
personally, for me, when it comes to relationships and stuff like that, and choosing men, because of the whole thing of like, in case it goes bad and stuff like that, I do prefer to date good-looking guys, so that at least even if he does me dirty, I can turn around down.
These people are ugly. Like, you need to just like sit down. Like, I feel like everybody ugly is mad cocky right now. I don't understand. Everybody got OnlyFans.
Y'all the ones that
crazy. Nah.
Look, I didn't know that regular people
behave. When did you create? Nino is saying that he has an OnlyFans. What are you doing?
What Nino looking like? What Nino at? He got OnlyFans?
Apparently.
Nino, you got a man. Like? You must have a man. You got an OnlyFans, because that's what I heard you have to have in order to have it.
You gotta have.
Nah, it's girls on there that's posting regular pictures making 60,000. Like, everybody not getting naked on OnlyFans.
Nah, they're not.
Yeah, I know.
Sada posted her feet.
You can sell anything, actually.
Yeah, I heard about that. What's funny is that I didn't know.
Nah, these chicks that's on my timeline, they ugly. I don't know what the hell they post. I don't want to see it, but they posting shit I don't need to see. And they are OnlyFans trying to make a coin. I ain't mad at nobody trying to get a bag, but bro, come on, what was you doing before OnlyFans even invented? You need to go back to that. But don't want to see that shit. You about to give me nightmares, bro. I ain't got time for this.
So you
But he
told
shut up. I'm sorry.
you told them to say something about 6ix9ine.
Like I think,
See,
like
Brown, I can't call people ugly. That's my opinion. If somebody ugly, they ugly. That's my opinion. Like, just like everybody ain't fine. See, Brown, you can see somebody walking down the street like, damn, they fine. But guess what? If I saw them, I'm like, no, they not. They ugly. It is what it is. Everybody has their own opinion, T. Brown. No shade.
I wanted to say something else about 6ix9ine. I
Go ahead,
think he has been blackballed in the industry.
No, he hasn't.
Stop it. Let her finish.
I think that he may have some contractual obligations to the record label. I'm sure they had to help him pay for attorney fees or whatever.
Of course.
And I just don't think that the people are feeling him, that the fans are feeling him because of his trolling and blatant disrespect to so many people in the industry, and his arrogance to think that he was gonna go snitch on everybody in the industry, on people that didn't have anything to do with his case, and then come out and pick up his record career right where it's left off, and he make it, to the top 10 or whatever. He's delusional. He is delusional.
Delusions of grandeur. People with grandiose delusions are the people who actually believe their own hype, and he believes his own hype. And I reiterate to the point that I was making earlier on, whether an artist, let me give you a perfect example, right? An artist who is an independent artist, they can submit their music to all the digital stores through aggregators such as TuneCore or CD Baby, and aggregators such as that. And they distribute your music all across all the digital music platforms. Now, if you are not an artist that is worthy of featuring on the top there, in the sense that it will bring better traction and better traffic to their website or app or whatever, they will not feature you. And clearly they've probably done their due diligence, all the labels, all the digital platforms, to say he is not worthy of being featured. And literally that's what he's complaining about, as well as getting radio interviews. And again, there are more prominent people who are more important than him to give interviews to. And so him being blackballed, I don't think he's overall being blackballed where everyone has agreed, okay, we're going to not let him. I think he has just put such a bad taste in everybody's mouths that nobody really wants to have much to do with him coming near their brand, because he is tainting people's brands. And so he technically has blackballed himself. So he's only got himself to blame. He's made this bed. So he needs to learn.
He does have to blame himself.
Yes,
he needs to learn how to sleep in this bed that he's made.
But I'm not gonna say that they didn't have spots that they could have put him on that for that feature list. They didn't include him because they didn't want to.
They don't have to include him, though.
They don't have to, but they didn't do it because they didn't want to.
And he's complaining about that. Or if he wants to, because the way he's trying to make it, and he's trying to play with people's minds, is he's saying, oh, look, I'm not on here, and browsing through the featured artist. Dude, you haven't searched for your name in that particular thingy. Of course, your name is not going to show up. You're not as important as you think you are. Like, the tide has passed. You are part of that or beginning of COVID-19 tide. That tide has passed. We've moved on to actually more important things.
Yes.
And you are not it.
What do you
I have
tell
a
him what
question.
happened?
Oh,
Okay.
Kelly's not even here.
I've heard people, always try to say that Cardi uses payola to get her music to number one. My question is, if that is the case, why don't all these other artists use payola? And I don't buy that.
It's not the artist. It's not the artist using payola. It's the label.
Okay, so then why their label not using payola to help them make it up the charts if that's the case?
The label pushes who they want to push, who they feel they can push.
And that's what I think about 6ix9ine, that the label's not pushing him.
That whole payola thing though, like that's
But that's not what they know either.
That's Nicki. Yeah, but that's
nothing
Nicki
new.
Minaj shit. Like,
Well, that's been admitted. Then that's nothing new. That labels and artists pay DJs to spin their records. That's nothing. That's nothing disrespectful. Well, it kind of is, but that's nothing new, and it's always happened.
yeah, I know that, but I'm
It's a
saying
law,
like
but it's always
The ones
happened.
that do that, they use pluggers. Like you've got people. I mean, the plugging thing, honestly, is not as big as it used to be back in the day when there were CDs and stuff like that, because of everything going digital and things. And so, yes, there are a number of labels here and there. They probably still use pluggers, but it's not heard of as much as it used to be heard of before. And what labels would do is they'll pay the plugger, and the plugger would have great connections with all these, radio stations and that, so that they know, and even the radio station would know, okay, if this person brings me an artist, it's likely going to be a really good artist. You see what I mean? And so a lot of people behind the scenes in record labels, they would actually try and fight to get a hold of certain pluggers because they knew that plugger would actually make sure that your song is played. And so when it comes to radio play and everything, there is politics that does take place in there. There is some politics, but at the same time, there are certain artists who have got more clout, and not through clout chasing, just better clout in sense of what traction they can bring, traffic they can bring to the radio station, that even a plugger cannot override that artist. Say, for example, an artist puts out a song and they go viral, right? Every radio station is going to be trying to actually contact their manager to make sure they can play their song, because they know that the song is hot, right? So that it can be played. So the plugger, in effect, becomes useless in that particular aspect. You see what I mean? And so it's US or UK, I'm talking general. I think that's across the board.
It's not really like
yes.
Yeah, they're not like they don't really like understand the same terminology over here.
Oh, you guys, what do you call a plugger?
I wouldn't even know.
Yeah, plugger is not anything to do with the music industry.
Oh, please don't tell me it's nothing nasty.
It's not nasty, but you definitely don't call your plugger about no records.
Like, if you Google it, right? Look. Hang on. Where's my mouse?
Oh, Lord.
If you Google plugger in the Urban Dictionary, he's
Google.
definitely not going to say the person that plays your music.
No, I put music
Let me
plugger.
say something real quick though. I definitely think like the music industry isn't controlled by, well, definitely radio isn't controlled by, like, remember how it used to seem like we could call the radio station and request a song, they'll play it. That's not the same thing anymore. It's like whatever the DJ wants to play, they'll play, and whatever, if somebody drops a bag on something, I'm gonna play your shit, whether I like it or not. And whether we like it or not, if we hear something enough times, it becomes catchy. Like, whether we hate it or not, it becomes catchy, no matter how many times we hear it, like that song that we know the words to, we never tried to learn the words to. And I mean, that's what radio does. Like, it kind of makes you love something that you
I've sent you the link.
I don't listen to radio no more.
He looks like Rainbow Bright.
He needs to stop wearing lace fronts.
Yes, like, please.
Who wears lace fronts?
6ix9ine.
Snitch 9.
Isn't he like Latino or something? Doesn't he have like curly hair?
He's Mexican.
So he should have straight, long hair. Why does it need a lace front for?
He wants it to be colorful, I'm sure.
For goodness sake.
No,
the A&R, the A&R does not work as the plugger. We do have the A&R here as well, but the plugger is literally someone, you find that they'll have a plugger that's kind of independent. They do their own thing. So A&R is the person that does the artist and repertoire, and they go and seek out artists. They're the ones who kind of make sure that they've got the right artists to the right labels and that sort of thing. But the plugger is a whole other person as well. I've just sent you the link in the private chat, Glock, about pluggers. The Financial Times were actually talking about in 2018. That's why you can see 2018.
Are you a plugger?
Anymore? Huh?
I asked Glock, was he a plugger? He didn't answer. Tell Glock what a plugger is in the private chat.
Is it an actual thing? Like other thing?
Can we not talk about this on a public chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
About a music blogger.
I want to show you guys one last video before we go because I don't want to end up on 4 hours again like we did last time.
Yeah, I
But-
have to go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Here's this video, and we don't really like one of the people in the video. I know some people don't like both of the people in the video, but it is Candace Owens, and she is discussing Cardi B.
Say Kanye West, he's never really written about like go out, grab a gat, and just kill people. But unfortunately, today that's the majority of what rap has become, right? And so I completely agree with your assessment about Cardi B. It is one of the biggest insults. If Black Americans are not insulted by the fact that Joe Biden, who has been hiding in his basement, for the entire year, made an appearance that came out because he was going to do an interview with Cardi B. Do we have nothing better to offer? I mean, this would be akin to Donald Trump saying, I'm going to give no interviews, but he came up and he decided to give an interview to Justin Bieber. Right? I mean, which I actually, Justin Bieber, I'm sorry, I know you're a Christian man. I don't want to put you in the same boat as Cardi B. But it would be absurd, right? White America would go, what is this? Why are you being interviewed by Justin Bieber? And it's because you're pandering, right? You're pandering. You look at Cardi B's Instagram, you see she has millions of followers, and you think, okay, this is an illiterate person, and if I appeal to this illiterate person, and she does, like she literally did in the middle of this interview, and they think she's cool, she's hip just by sitting here and taking this interview, Black people vote for me. It's basically saying, Black people, you are stupid, you are dumb, and you're so foolish. I mean, do you think, what if she just said in the middle of the interview, Joe Biden, can you name one Cardi B?
I do not like her.
No, Joe Biden, do me a favor, just one Cardi B lyric. You couldn't do it. Of course it's not. This is being handled, and they're saying Black people like this person. This is what they're into, and so here you go, talk to her. Same thing with Hillary Clinton when she went in the Breakfast Club, and she said she had hot sauce in her bag. Right? She didn't know what Beyonce's song that came from. One of her handlers said, "Say this." Right? Probably got the questions ahead of time. Say this. Say you keep hot sauce in your bag. Right now, Beyonce's song is trending, and it's hot sauce in my bag swag. And she looked like a fish out of water and said it. It is demeaning. It is pandering. It is ridiculous. Okay? And she asked pointedly ridiculous questions. I want lower taxes, but I want universal health care for all. She had no idea what she was doing, and yet both Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden made the time to sit with her because they believe Black people are stupid. And Black people that thought, yay, that's a win. No, it's not a win. It shows you that they still believe that you are so stupid that they couldn't find many of the amazing intellectual Black people that we have in the world to sit down with and ask them tough questions. An interview with Condoleezza Rice, right? An interview with Larry Elder. Even if you want somebody that is a Democrat, that's fine. There are way more intellectual Black Democrats you could have sat down with. You chose an illiterate rapper. And that's what she is. She's illiterate.
Well, I mean, I would have paid money.
Here's the thing. I don't care for her at all, but she stated nothing but facts. I don't care for her, but she stated nothing but facts. It is pandering. I 100% believe that. I don't care for her and what she stands for as far as the Trump party and the Republican Party. But in that interview, in that statement, those were facts to me. Everything. And I'm not downing Cardi B and all that, but that's just everything she said was right, though. It was. They're using it.
I think that, I thought that the first time I saw it, I'm like, why her? But and people's response is gonna be because she has a large following.
She does.
The youth likes her, and the youth will listen to her. But isn't that kind of the point she was kind of making as well?
Mm-hmm.
That
I think it's trying to do is a fun girl, but that's just it. She's a fun girl. You know what I mean? She's a fun girl. She's not the intellectual that you want to go to for serious advice on the future of a country.
You know what? I would have respected Keke Palmer better, actually. Keke Palmer following.
She what? Sorry?
I said I would have respected Keke Palmer better doing that.
No, why didn't Keke Palmer would have done a better job?
I don't know. Maybe her following isn't big enough.
It's all a numbers game at the end of the day when it comes to politics. We all know that.
It is a numbers game.
It's all a numbers game. So Biden
Trina thinks because Trina, are you? I don't know. Trina, you're neutral on the situation. What do you think, Trina?
It's on mute. You're on mute, Trina.
Trina,
you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know I was on mute. I was talking. I do I do agree that he could have chosen someone else that was um more educated to do the interview for, but I think that interview was specifically for younger and pop culture, because the 18 to maybe 22-year-old demographic will listen to Cardi B if she say go vote and she's speaking the language that they understand. For instance, I have two children that's in that age bracket, and one would probably say, okay, Cardi said go register to vote and vote for Joe Biden and do it. And the other one would say, well, I would really like to hear what Colin Powell or Condoleezza Rice have to say. So I can see, I can see both points. I can see the point of why they chose Cardi, and I also can see where they could have chosen someone else to do the interview. Um, but I do believe she's coming after Cardi because Cardi has a large following. Cardi's on the top of the charts and popular right now, and she's riding off that wave herself. My thing is they want to come at the Democratic Party so hard about Cardi being uneducated and all these things, but what about Trump? He was a whole reality star.
Yeah.
His wife posts for Playboy. I mean,
yeah.
it's just like the pot calling the kettle black. Like how can you? We both have idiots working on both teams.
I think the difference
what's
is
important now is just rallying the people to vote.
Yeah.
I think there is a huge difference, though. They might both be reality stars, but the other one is a realtor, right? He's a real estate mogul. As much as we don't, we have to admit that fact. And he's been very successful, and he was a billionaire because of his business ethic and stuff like that. And so the difference is in the sense that Trump might come across to us as the stupidest person who says the dumbest things, but at the same time, clearly he's got the intellect to be able to run a business successfully in some way, shape, or form. And so because of that creates a difference. And then there is the fact that Trump is as white as they come, whereas with Cardi, I think regardless of the millions of followers, when it comes to the intellectual side of it, and even if she's made obviously a good coin from her, coming from being an Instagram person, because she was an Instagrammer first, wasn't she? To reality, to being signed to a label and actually winning awards and making it feel good. But that's literally her entire CV. It doesn't really go further in terms of corporate and infrastructure of a country and building of communities. I don't think it really goes to that depth. She might have an understanding because she grew up in the Bronx and everything, but I think there is still a lot that she could have brought to the table in the interview in order for it to be a more educative or educated interview.
But I don't think me personally haven't watched or listened to the interview because I wouldn't take a Cardi B, Joe Biden, or Bernie Sanders Cardi B interview serious anyway to even let that sway whatever I think of. I just think that was just, like the same thing when the candidates do the late night talk show round. It's just something to make them more relatable to the people. If I want to know about, tax breaks and health care and everything else, I'm going to listen to a debate or interview with the educated person that's going to ask the right questions. For example, I would listen to a Charlemagne interview with Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders and take that as as informative before I would listen to a Cardi B. To me, that's just like, oh, Cardi's so funny and crazy, and how to get a kiki from the sound bites and keep it moving.
Well, that y'all know that like a lot of well, that was what was televised, but he has done interviews with a lot of the celebrities that we have not seen, and also before he even did that interview and they announced, their places and all that stuff. A lot of celebrities have already put like proposals and things together that they got typed up and sent to him, and then now they're sending all this stuff to Kamala. So the reason why they televised that was something that I seen an interview that she said that like she wanted to do. And I guess I don't know why they took and chose that, but there is no comparison between her and Trump. But the thing is that Trump can run a business, but Trump can't run no country. You know what I mean? And neither can she. I think some regular civilians that know about, that was taught very well and know about politics and things like that took it up and know how to analyze and know everything, from A to Z when it comes to that, could be in office, you know what I mean, and run the country. You understand what I'm saying? Then what's in the office run the country? Now, yeah, this is the thing. I don't take no accolades from people, but like I said before, when you effed up and you got like effed up attitude and things like that, his attitude and stuff is really, really effed up, and he does not know how to run no country at all. You understand what I'm saying? It's really crazy that it baffles me that a lot of the Caucasian people don't get the simple fact that like he don't care about y'all either. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know why y'all think y'all want to be rallying for him and this and that, and he don't care about y'all either. You know what I mean? For real, at the end of the day, all the stuff that he doing, it involves y'all too. You know what I mean? So it'd be crazy, like not even this her, like whatever her name is, I don't even know because I don't like her, the Candace chick. Like people like her and all these people that be caping for him, it's like, yo, you are really stupid because you black and god darn well he don't like us. So I don't understand how nobody could cape for him, but the whole thing with putting her in that interview, I think the whole thing was, a publicity thing. But I do know that was something that she was saying that she wanted to sit down with him in the interview she did with Beats, and then I guess they made that happen.
This is the only election that I've ever been a part of that I'm terrified. Honestly, it's like I'm not trying to be like an asshole, but listening to Biden and his speeches, I'm not 100% convinced. Honestly, I'm being real with y'all. And at this point, I do believe that by popular demand, everybody's going to do as much as they can to get Trump out of office. But I feel like with Biden in office, it ain't going to be no better. And I ain't going to be no better, but like some of the things that he supports, it's not, I ain't for it. So it's like, and everybody got their own political views, but I really believe it's like a lose-lose at this point. Like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Yeah, we get Trump out, but then we get Biden. So this is a scary selection I've ever been a part of.
I won't
But you know what? We got so much to worry about.
Wait, what?
I said I won't necessarily agree with that part.
Wait, what? Y'all keep talking at the same time. What?
I said I don't agree.
You don't?
No, not necessarily.
And
okay.
I was saying I feel for you guys.
Right. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can follow up with this Glock once they elect. If Biden come to office, and I give it 3 months, me, you gonna talk about this, and I'm like, remember that time we was on that live and I told your ass? You told me you ain't agree with me. Now how you feel?
I definitely. I don't want to get into politics, and we're about to hit the 3-hour mark. But I'm just
the worldwide political climate right now is actually pants.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. Hold on, Alaka.
Pants.
I just don't. I don't want Trump in another year. And I've heard Biden speak. I've heard the things he says, and I hear the slight arrogance in his tone that he feels like we need to vote for him, and like he got this in the bag with the black community. I hear all that. I'm not taking that, but Trump has done way worse in a global way. Like he has ruined international connections. He has ruined a lot of things. He is against a lot of things that we just keep overlooking. We have to get his ass out, and that's just all I'm going to say about that.
Fire him.
Get him out of there.
Yes, like I don't agree wholeheartedly with Biden, but
Want to cause war with a tweet? Like we don't need that. He is senile. Like we don't need our president tweeting to us. Like we don't need that. Like it's become a
You
norm.
really got Twitter fingers for real.
As a norm. Like he's announcing things on Twitter, like announcing, like denouncing his relationship with other countries on Twitter.
And you know, the funny thing is, what's interesting, like, you know, because obviously we have talks here in the UK about our own prime minister, and then obviously being originally from Zambia, I hear talks about that, what's going on there and stuff like that, and also having to speak with other people from other nationalities. But the common thing that everyone comes down to when they're complaining about their leaders, they go, oh my gosh, at least we're not America. That's how bad Trump has made America look.
Damn.
Oh,
that's embarrassing.
I've seen go and control some British pages that talk about different things, you know, including policies and stuff like that. And you'll find every now and then there'll be a comment that says, "Oh, at least we're not as bad as Trump." You know, oh, thank goodness we're not America. Like
I
literally,
told you I was over there when he got elected, and I saw the news every day. I have videos. They were like, there was like people outside holding up signs of him, like little parody signs of him looking like a pig. Like nobody was for this, because you know over there they show the world news like on a more than one channel. We don't really see that many world news channels. We have
censored.
We have a few of them.
No, it's very censored.
I saw.
Can you not access them online?
Huh?
Can you not access them online?
No, we can find them. I'm not gonna say we can't.
But it's not broadcasted like it is over there.
But yeah, it seemed like a norm, like that. You guys talked about world news, like what's going on around the world. But
all the time, all the time.
I don't want to get too heavy into politics. We did have a long show, and it was a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a good one.
Anyway,
can I just say a little fun fact?
It better be funny too, Alaka.
Odell Beckham guy. I don't want to talk about his topic of whatever's going on with him, just like his name and stuff.
Yes.
When I first heard about that name, I don't know how long ago it was now. I actually used to think it was David Beckham's son. For some reason.
Alaka, damn, man.
I used to think it was David Beckham's son, and later I was like, why is David Beckham's son getting involved in all this stuff that I'm hearing? Like you being Odell Beckham. I'm like, what is going on? And then eventually I looked and I was like, oh, hang on, this is a black guy. And he's American. So it's not David Beckham's son. I was like, I really used to think it was David Beckham's son. So crazy. Because they'll say Odell Beckham Jr. I was like, why are they calling him Jr.? Dad's name is David.
My God.
Oh my God, I love it. You crack me up, but I love it so
much. You be having, you just dying laughing, girl.
Yeah, you do too, Kaya. I be in the chat. Listen, I be type of over here dying like, oh my God, Kaya, stop, please.
I just speak my truth.
Yeah, speaking on my wine, child.
Okay,
this is a good chat, Glock.
I wasn't gonna do it, but since we're all here, we have to.
Here we go.
Yeah, we have to have a shady moment. Like we can't leave the chat without a shady moment.
Wait, is it the one I sent you?
See what I'm typing? No, I haven't seen what you sent me. I don't want to.
No, early we was laughing at. Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, Chiquita Banana.
Similar to this when I was not a born again Christian.
So what's your feedback? Wait. Everybody give their opinion. What's your feedback, Glock?
Did not wear tit tapes.
I don't know what she was going for. Like
Karen was right.
I don't like none of it. Like
I cannot.
Oh, she looks
Photoshop to the max.
She likes the Bride of Chucky doll right here, like in the face. Like she looks.
Yo, somebody put she giving Ashley Darby hair. They said she got Ashley Darby hair. I'm done.
It's her 50th
She is
birthday.
wearing Ashley Darby hair, actually.
She giving me Chiquita Banana vibes. She look like a background dancer. She giving me I want to be a Barbie. She look like one of the moms that used to model like for print ads back in the day. It doesn't feel like she's still that same mom, but she done had like a gang of kids and she still think that she's still it. No.
Who?
That's what
First
she
of all,
look like.
I want to know. First of all, her artistic director should have been fired because they directed her all wrong. Her neck looks stiff. Her angle is wrong. Her arm is wrong.
She looks uncomfortable.
It doesn't look so great. Like, it's not even funny. Even the hair is not fluffed correctly.
She looks uncomfortable.
As a matter of fact,
Alaka, her wigs always look bad. That's nothing new. Her wigs always look bad and dry and brittle. That's nothing new. That wig looks bad.
It looks like it's been photoshopped onto her body.
That's Giselle, Trina.
Trina, you don't recognize who this is.
She look aged. I'm done.
She
photoshopped because she got rings around her neck like an old tree. Ain't nobody checking for Giselle. She look like that. I'm good.
And look who's happy birthdaying. Her twin is happy
Robin.
Yeah, her mental twin.
But you know what? I went on I went on the pastor's page and he didn't even say nothing to her. The kid said something to her.
Really? Well, he's not because the whatever it is that he was trying to concoct for the show is not real.
The kids went on the pastor's page, and the kids was like, "Oh, mom," because they don't have social media, which I'm okay with that. And they were saying all this stuff about her, and I don't think the pastor said anything. The kids said everything. Them shoes look like they came from Rainbow. I don't know what's wrong with this girl.
It is. Why does she not wear any tit tape?
The wig is
because she thinks she fine.
The wig is just sitting up too high.
If she didn't have the sleeves on, that would have been okay to me.
Like a bodysuit, right?
Just straight up bodysuit, boom,
She looked like
that was
her
hair is wrong. The whole fit is wrong.
Sleeves too much. The sleeves are real busy. Her hair is big. That's too much going on.
I think they were trying to create a color block with the outfit, but they failed.
Well, she look a mess. Karen was right. That's it. She can't dress for shit. Nah, this is just ridiculous. On your birthday? How would you put that on?
Why is Sharice lying to her? Happy birthday, looking a freaking amazing. Stop lying, Sharice. You know you're lying to her.
Sharice don't wear some shit like this on her 60th. I'm done.
She's lying.
Sharice be having busted wigs too.
Okay.
I don't know what they like to get their wigs from the flea market. I don't understand. And I know they got a little coin from Bravo.
And
because they got it from the corner store.
You know, like you've got money, yet you still manage to get your weaves to look terrible. That I've never understood that about people who've got money.
I ain't got no money. I don't have a bunch of money, but I'm gonna pay a lot of money for my wig. I don't care. I'm just saying, this look bad. It looked like everything came from Dots. Everything. My whole outfit like it came from Forever 21. I'm done.
Did you say Dots? No, not Dots.
Everything came from Forever 21 she got on. This is ridiculous.
No, not Forever 21. I'm done.
Yes, everything came from Forever 21. The shoes, everything. The shoes, you know, but look, I know what that's what she looked like. She looked like a thigh.
Oh,
that's it. If that's what she wanted, the notoriety. Now I'm not being ageist or whatever they call it. She looks good in the face. Well, not really, but she looked good to the face. But let me shut the hell up.
Listen, I'm gonna be totally honest, right? When I first seen it, I didn't know it was her. Like I had to, like, I was like, I know my eyes not deceiving. I had to like zoom in, and I'm gonna tell you what is given now. Her body, it looks nice. I just think she needed a different outfit, but that hair, it looks like, how people get electrocuted, or something. That's what it kind of looks like. She stuck her finger to the socket and her hair went like fried. You see what I'm saying? And then I do antics noises. I do antics, yes, like that, and and then that's how it turned out. And so then they tried to like kind of fix and finesse, which I don't know who her stylist or whatever it is, but
think
they're
it's
not
the
doing it.
sleeves that's doing it for all of us. It's the if she's dead ass and had them sleeves, she would have been straight, like the all black boom and the heels.
Yeah,
Them-
the
them sleeves
bodysuit
just
is
too much.
popping. You understand what I'm saying? But she needed a different wig. Like I know we got beauty stores here where you could get a nice human wig, you could perm color and everything for $179.
Who you telling?
This
is a lie.
I'm dead ass. Like I mean, I don't
I just think
understand.
that I think everybody should have been fired. Nobody did their job in this situation.
Yo, people in the comments was talking about her like a dog. Everybody was like, Karen was right about you. Karen was
Did you see her house though?
You're right,
Is
Nino.
it
She's
done?
uncomfortable. She looks uncomfortable.
No,
she looks very uncomfortable.
It is such a hot mess. Well, y'all, did you see her house though? Her house is like, I don't know what that is that's going on with her house.
So when I turn 50, I just got a question. I mean, it's okay. I don't really know because I'm not 50 yet, nowhere near it. But when is this like an empowerment thing for her? The reason she did this outfit and shoes and attire? I'm confused. Like, what is she proving?
If you still got it, still on it.
But she has a neck like, come on, she gotta like. Her neck looked like she got rings around it.
Okay.
It looked like they put a filter on her neck and her face.
Drag her too much.
Her neck and her face look like she never had a facial, Botox, nothing.
We telling the truth. We can't help it.
I'm not.
You ain't never seen her on a show. Her face looked like she never had a facial in her life.
Listen, I'm not fussed about her body. I'm just fussed about the entire photo shoot being an absolute mess. I hate it. I think they just did her, and she paid for this likely, right? And they did.
No, Alaka. Here's the gag. No, Alaka. She didn't pay for this. This photo, I found out these photos are from her best friend, the guy that's on the show who do her wigs and stuff. This is from his hair care line. So she posed for his hair. These are the photos she did for his hair care line. So these ain't even like legit I'm 50 birthday photos. This is just some shit she posted. I guess because she was feeling herself. That's it.
So this is to promote his hair care line and
no. This is gonna. She took these way back when he first introduced his hair care line. So I guess she thought when she saw the pics, she was like, "Damn, these fly. I'm gonna save them when I turn 50." And then when she turned 50, she was like, "All right, I'm gonna post it." That's what she did. And then we get to see this shit.
That's an epic fail, isn't it?
Not epic, child.
An epic fail. Because
her shoes look too little. I'm not hard on her, Angie. It's just like, did you see what we saw? Because I mean,
the whole style is wrong. I don't care for Giselle. Her body is nice. I'll give her a little credit on that. But I just feel the photo shoot was
her body is photoshopped nicely.
The photo shoot was just bad. The styling was bad. The makeup looked terrible. The hair was terrible. The posing was horrible. So, like, what is there to like about this? Unfortunately, we do have to overlook her body because her body is 50.
She 50. Happy birthday.
All right.
I don't know what to say.
You know what? I'm gonna say one last thing. Like,
it better. Is it positive?
This is the thing. Yeah. I'm gonna say one last thing. Okay. So it just baffled me that nobody, like none of her friends, like is telling her like that. You know, her wig is busted, or you know,
Robin.
Or whoever is her friends, and
Robin?
then she know that because I mean even Robin dresses like, you know what I mean, like her
Robin
stuff
just
be
like a
put
bush lesbian.
her stuff it be matching them together. You know what I mean? I'm not
Robin
saying
just like a bush lesbian that drives 18-wheelers. Like let's be real. Let's be real.
Listen, she might be like that, but her stuff is at least it's coordinated. But it's just like damn, like. You getting on the TV and nobody is not saying, like, even like people watching, like, none of your family members, they're not telling you like that your wig is busted, this, that, because this the thing, people like we be around each other. I couldn't be being around somebody and then have them out there like that. I mean, that's
Karen said the same thing. Shit, she did.
That's it. I know. That's what it's just like. Damn, like it's just like
That,
You know,
but Egypt, they'll let you know she don't have real friends in her life, because your real friends can tell you, like, girl, if you don't take that shit off your head and take that damn Chiquita banana outfit take it off, girl. We not going nowhere dressed like that. Like, sit your ass down. She need a
Yeah, she
stylist
couldn't.
and just
I will put it to
revamp
the
her
side.
look. She need Marlo to
Yes.
style her. Let
Like,
Marlo style her.
I would
Yes.
strip my friends. I'm like, nope, take this
And
off.
she
Nope,
she could get a gold naked wig from Portia.
she needs to go naked.
That ain't gonna fix that neck though, but okay.
I just threw
She
that
got-
in there. Like,
I ain't never seen a person with rings around their damn neck. That's weird.
Oh my God.
Hiya, do you want to
I've
know
never
what-
seen that before. Like how you have rings around your neck like a tree. I've never seen that before.
Kaya,
Like, that's weird. Yes.
That's something you
do
haven't
you want to know
taken
a
care
fun
of
fact
it.
about how your name is pronounced?
It is a Kaya. Yes.
Kaya, yeah, but the way in short, Kaya, the K-I-A,
Yes.
just pronounced
Yes.
Kaya. In one of the languages that I speak from back home, it actually means I don't know.
I know. I learned that when I was in the 5th grade, when I won an award because I had the highest test scores in our classes, and we got awards like a week or whatever later. So one guy was like, "Oh, what is your name?" Blah blah blah, and I was like, "I don't know." So the other guy was like, "Oh, it means it's an African something descent name, and it means I don't know this and that." And I thought he was lying to me, so I was just like, "Whatever."
Yeah. In Yanja, we say if you don't know something, you say Kaya. We pronounce it.
That's my
slightly
favorite line. I don't know shit. Don't ask me nothing.
Kaya. So it's like Kaya.
We pronounce it
Kaya,
Kia.
Kaya. So you say it means I don't know.
That's good because I was telling somebody I don't know nothing, so that's perfect.
Yeah, it's funny because when I seen it like spelled like that, like here, like it's people whose names spelled like that, but they name Kia.
Yeah.
So when you were saying Kaya, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? I was looking for like another letter or something, but I'm all like, oh,
It's really
okay.
a Kaya when it's an A in front of it. Nobody ever says so.
Oh,
So it'd be very
okay.
interesting, right? If you
Oh,
travel
I
to
like
Zambia, they
that.
say, "Oh, what's your name?" And you're like Kaya.
Okay, okay. Let's get off my name now.
Why?
You don't know your name.
So even
Okay,
now, like
guys,
that's my
okay.
real name.
Let's go back to Giselle and her neck. Okay, guys.
We're not doing Giselle's neck no more.
But okay. So wait, if you bring up Giselle, why don't you bring up you know who?
We're not doing that right now. We're not doing that right now.
Oh, I'll wait till Sunday because you know I'm gonna throw up right now.
Yeah, we're
But
doing
I'm
that
not gonna say
Sunday.
nothing. Okay.
We're gonna do final words for the chat. Final words from Egypt, starting now.
Okay. Final words. I loved the live. I loved all the commentaries. We had a great time as per the usual. I am looking forward to the next one. And I hope everybody has a great night, morning, and I'll see y'all later.
Well, thank
Okay,
you.
see you later.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay.
Egypt, Ilaka, you can go last. I'm gonna say this, I gotta go because I'm tired. So this is a good live, Glock and Ilaka and guys in the chat. Like the video, subscribe. Thank you for the cash apps. Everybody, tell your friends, stream this video. I know we get ratchet a little bit, but it's a lot of educated people in the chat. I'm just saying. No, we cool. I'm good. I'm good. I'm a little tipsy, but y'all know that. I'm about to go finish watching Gordon Ramsay and these Nightmare Kitchens so I can laugh at how he talks to these people because it's hilarious how he talks like they ain't shit.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I love the show. He's like, this is shit. This is shit. I love this show. I love it. So I'm going to binge watch this, go to sleep. But thank you, everybody, for coming in. Yes, it is Glock Party. The Glock Party is lit. Put your guns in the air. Not real guns, the toy ones. I can't stand you, dear Glock. But no, everybody, thank you so much. I'm going to go. And everybody stay positive. Please stay safe. Corona's still out there. Wear your mask. Wear your sanitizer. Have your lights off. Stay 6 feet away from everybody. I'm going to go. So bye. Bye.
Well, what are my last words? My last words are, first of all, good morning. because it's 6:49 over here. Good morning. Yeah, fantastic live. And all I can say is what we can take out from this is that let's not be naive enough as a public to fall for these clout chasers and take it as what they put out there as gospel. So that's a lesson that we learned amongst the ish, because I can't say that word, that we've learned in this entire show. If you get the Delvin Chandra that I'm trying to use on there. Yeah. But yeah, great live. I enjoyed it. And thank you all. Please keep coming back to the Glock party. Are we officially the Glock party, Glock?
Yes.
The Glock party. All right. We are officially the Glock party. Thank you for having me on your live, Glock. It's been fun as always. And I will bid you a good morning and say goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Kiana just got here. Okay, I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in. We did cover a lot of topics and we did run a little later than I would have thought, but it's all good. I love talking to you guys. We round down all these crazy topics and they keep going. I'm about to go see what Tamar's boyfriend is talking about right now. I want to say thank you to all the Cash Apps from who I got. I got James, I got Jamal, I got Sabrina, I got Kamiko, I got Katrina, I got Kaya. I got lots of love for everybody that sent them because they hold me down until I get monetized. You know, I'm on that road to 1,000 followers. And put your guns up. I see them already. It was a good one. Thank you for coming through. This is GlockTopickz, and I will have my intro on when I put it.